Hey everyone, welcome along to the Watchalong. It is Liverpool versus Bayern Munich, the final game of the Singapore tour, the penultimate game of Liverpool's pre-season. The team is out. We'll go through that in a moment. But yeah, we're having a little experiment with the format on today's show. So I'll be here doing the Watchalong as we've seen it so far this pre-season. I'll be taking your comments. So if you want to get any thoughts in on the game itself, or anything that we want to discuss in general, like for example, this from Alex Sharp, who says, Lavia is a crap Curtis Jones, stop the fuss. Feel free, fill your boots, get the comments in. Good ones will be getting read out and some less good ones as well. But I'm also joined on the couches by Ste and Dan. Hey lads.
Hi Paul.
Hi, you okay?
Good.
I'm great.
It's been a dark time since you left that seat on Monday, Ste.
A lot's happened.
A lot happened since I left the seat on Monday. Yeah, I violently ill on the Monday afternoon in just over there.
Yeah.
But
We're very I mean, I don't know, would people have preferred to see Steve vom on the podcast?
It wasn't the vom that I was worried about.
It was for a little while.
It was for a little while. I reckon you can get away with vomiting on YouTube. I reckon if you pooed your pants on YouTube, there's no coming back from that. I'd have had to resign. I think if you vomited, it would go viral. Which is ironic. Yeah. And then, but it'd be people who there'd be a bit of sympathy. Oh my god, he must have felt really unwell.
Yeah, but you're right, actually. Yeah, I think
If I'd have pooed myself, I wouldn't be back.
That would, there'd have been like a "Where are they now?" story in a decade, and you're living in the woods somewhere.
Super shot.
Yeah, but luckily I was. Yeah, it was mad. Yeah, but I'm fine now. I'm back. I had a nice 48 hours away, and I'm good.
Yeah. Let's go through the team then for the Reds. It is going to be Alisson in goal, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Jones, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Jota, Salah, Gakpo. So for the first time in this pre-season, we're seeing Salah from the right and Gakpo through the middle. We obviously saw Gakpo in the second half playing as the false nine in the last friendly at the weekend. First time seeing McAllister and Szoboszlai. Is that right?
Certainly from the start. Certainly to go from the start.
Yeah, from the start. Curtis Jones, again, Jurgen Klopp's referenced it, will be playing the 6 and looks like he's the one they're going to entrust with that for now until reinforcements come in, of course. And yeah, first little sign of Matip being integrated into what's been the first choice sort of defence. I mean, Dan, we saw. It's been obviously Conor Bradley's played right back in the first half team twice before picking up a little knock. Mm-hmm. Trent was moved back to that in the last game, but we were surmising on the podcast that it looked like we kind of seen what our best 11 is. But it's interesting to see Matip actually put back into that position.
It is, and it's not really what I expected. To honestly, I think a few of us certainly kind of thought it would be sort of the strongest team we had available to us in the likely lineup to face Chelsea in a couple of weeks. But Matip is kind of the outlier to that, and that's no disrespect to him. Obviously, he's a brilliant footballer, certainly on his day. But you're right. I think everyone now is kind of looking at that team and going, yeah, I could see that starting at Stamford Bridge, apart from Joel Matip. Like, if you swap out Konate for him, it's a no-brainer. But it does just show you that he's still looking at different combinations. He still wants to see different things. He's not quite set on what the side looks like just yet.
Maybe I'm dead.
But maybe, yeah, and it does just show that he still has total faith in Joel Matip. And I, for one, doubted him after his first 2 pre-season games, which is a little bit foolhardy of me. But yeah, it just shows you that Klopp still sees a big role for Matip moving forward.
Yeah, and again, you can go back to the Nunes thing not starting and Gakpo starting in this one. It looks like trying some different things. I saw a comment from Josh Williams on Twitter, actually, who does our excellent deep dive shows, saying that this is probably the most defensive team that we could put out, possibly, certainly not far off it. We're playing the strongest opposition we've played so far. It's got that, and Klopp's been keen to stress as well. Curtis Jones, if he's left to do the defending on his own, he's not going to be able to do it. But also was keen to stress Fabinho couldn't do it either. There's not a man on earth who can do all the defending on his Todd. The whole team needs to pull together. But maybe there's a little bit of that element to it. Having Gakpo in there as opposed to Nunes, having Matip in the back line. Yeah, it's you got your best pressers up front, which will hopefully help to negate any potential weakness in the other end of the pitch.
Yeah, like I say, it's hard. I don't know if I am taking. My guess is that the team who plays on Monday night will be the team that plays against Chelsea. Mm-hmm. I think that's when you'll find out. I'm not sure. It might just be, listen, at some point we're going to lose Konate for injury or rest or whatever. We could do with just seeing how Joel Matip fits with these lads. You know what I mean? Because when we have seen Matip, I agree, I don't think he's had a good pre-season at all. But it has been in a team that's been a bit chaotic with young players in around. You know, with all due respect to McConnell, he's been the number 6 rather than a Jones or a Trent or whatever. And then obviously you mentioned before, Conor Bradley at right back or Joe Gomez over there. It might just be that Jürgen wants to have a little look. Where are we with Joel Matip? You know, because if he looks all right in this team, it might just be, you know what, you give him the benefit of the doubt.
It's interesting that he's done. I mean, it shows that I think he wants to win this game. You know, because I'd have been more interested to see Quanta, to be honest. You know, like swap him out for Robertson and have a look at him as the understudy for him because he's been playing that effect. Well, I know we've been flipping the inversion, so it's not quite the same. But this, yeah, you're right. This feels a bit more like, they've gone for stability.
It's also like we don't know. This kind of thing is like it's so scientific. They'll know who's got what minutes in their legs and who needs an hour and who only need. It might just be they think Joel Matip needs an hour of footy.
Yeah.
So start him now and then give Ibu 30. You know, it can be that as well. It's very scientific. Every single one of those 30 odd players is on a specific training plan, and that'll probably play into it a little bit as well. Who needs the minutes? Maybe someone's in the red zone from training. You know what? We'll just give him a little break or what have you. So it might be a little bit of that in it as well. But I agree. I think for the most part, pre-season's been a pretty, you know, a lot of positive signs, but the backup defending has probably been the one thing that you think, you know what, that needs to improve. I think we've all been relatively comfortable with the first choice lads, so I think you might just be thinking, again, Ibu Konate's injury record suggests you're going to be without him for a few games. Yeah. It's obvious that he probably would go Matip next in line. So let's just have a little look at Matip with the good lads around him, see how he looks. Because if he looks absolutely shocking here, then we've got a decision to make going forward.
We do this forever, don't we? You know, Dan, you were hinting at it before. Is like we try to read into stuff where there's too many unknown factors in pre-seasons, and I always try to explain this every year. Doing the pre-season, try to explain that it's totally different. The build-ups, it's completely different to what they would normally do, and it's, you know, it could just be, it could be a whole host of factors. You know what I mean? Everything from like how they performed in training to someone could have had a case of the Wildies themselves last night. You know, and eating a dodgy curry. You know, and there they are. You know what I mean? That's just one of those things. So it is interesting that Matip's in, but it could just be nothing other than, there could be nothing, no more deeper thinking.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, there's a good chance it is something and nothing, and it's just a case of seeing different people playing. But I think it's interesting that Matip is now playing in the more senior side, because maybe Klopp does want to look at him with the better players, with what looks more like a first 11, so he can make a bit of a judgment call on his future, even how involved is he going to be, and even as far as transfers, like, do we desperately need to go into the market for defender if Matip is where he looked like he might be for a few games? So I think he might be trying to allay some fears with it as well, but I think the overriding thought is probably a minutes thing. Like if Konate, for example, has played a bit too much footy, he's gone a bit too hard in training, whatever it may be, and they are, the data people, the fitness people are looking at him going, oh, he really can only do 20 minutes a year, then maybe there is a factor of getting him out of the firing line, getting him out of the starting 11. And just allowing Matip to go and do it. But I think, generally speaking, pre-season, you can't read too much into it. You really can't. There's little telltale signs, there's little moments. That's why I always concentrate on the younger lads, because I like to see which of them really grabs the attention and really sort of stands out and says, I want to be a part of it. Yeah. Outside of that, there's not much to be read into, I don't think.
I wonder, like, did he train today? You know what I mean? It's a 7:30 kick-off in Singapore. There's a very good chance they had a session this morning, and they take data in from that as well. And you know, did he really put someone through the paces and decided, you know what, you need a bit long? Yeah. There's all this kind of stuff as well, isn't there?
There's something as well in terms of I've been thinking this about how we've used players, because clearly we've bought McAllister, and of all the players that we've got in that squad, he's probably played more minutes than most. He's certainly played more minutes than Curtis Jones, I would suggest, at a higher level in a pivot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it says to me, again, maybe this is a lessons learned from previous seasons of, we're just going with stick with what we're good at. So don't weaken other areas of the team to slightly bolster other areas. We learned this lesson by putting all the midfielders in centre half, and then we landed on just play worse centre halves and play a better midfield and let everyone else compensate for it. Because McAllister not playing the 6, I think is an interesting one.
I think more, mate, it might just be, you knew this is what we want from you. Let's not complicate
Like,
it.
exactly.
Yeah. Like, rather than having to teach him how to be Liverpool's number 6 and number 8, let him just have a pre-season where he learns to be Liverpool's number 8. It's probably that, like, at this moment in time, I reckon that'll be the midfield that probably starts against Chelsea. I mean, even if they do sign a Lavia or somebody else before then, I mean, maybe, to be fair, if they got him at the weekend, you play him against Preston and you've got a week or so, he might do that. But listen, last time we signed an out number 6, he took 6 months to get in the team. So he's obviously looking for solutions, and he's stumbled or decided Curtis Jones is the best option. And if it's not ideal, but it's certainly, listen, it looked okay against Leicester, but this is a different test against a very strong looking Bayern Munich side.
I think so. I think we are doing Curtis Jones a slight injustice in all of this as well. I think he is, and Jurgen Klopp is always at pains to say just how tactically aware he is, how smart he is, how intelligent he is. He's already converted once in his career, in his short career today, from a winger to more sort of an advanced state. So I think we are slightly doing him down in the fact that he clearly, out of the people we've got available, Jurgen Klopp backs him to be the best 6. It's not a great pool, granted, because there aren't many 6s there, but I think Curtis Jones is more than capable. I'm aware this is a massive step up in terms of Bayern Munich. This is going to be a real test. I don't want to see it long term, personally. I don't think it suits his natural ability, what he wants to do, but he's clearly got something, and he's clearly good enough to do it for this.
Yeah, just a comment on the Curtis Jones stuff. We're going to do our draw for our Club Legend Prize this month, but JJ Parker, and I honestly get this, he says, I fear that if Jones does well in the 6 role, it will stop FSG from spending. I don't harbour that fear at all. I just don't think that's a concern in any way, shape or form. But I think this is the problem with where we're at when we talk about transfers, and how this like swell of like largely internet-based opinion falls around Liverpool's ownership group and stuff, that it's like, there's a lot of misconceptions around how transfers are done at the football club. I think, as though John Henry's watching these games with a myopic focus, and then he bells Jurgen up afterwards and goes, "No, that's 6 lads. Curtis Jones, that's it. Now you're done. He's clearly the one."
I don't think he'd understand that.
No, I know, exactly, genuinely. But I suppose like Hicks and Gillette had bits of this, didn't he? Where George Gillette saw some adverts for some treadmills and then rang Rafa up and said, "Can't afford to get you any players in January, but I've seen these treadmills on an advert. We may be able to get you these, and you can make the players you've got better." I don't think it happens quite that way. We've got a poll running, by the way, if you want to get involved. Which starting player you're most excited to see? Szoboszlai's leading the way on 55% at the moment. The players are just taking to the pitch, but we've got a draw to do before we kick off this month's Legend Prize over on redmenplus.com. It was our signed legend shirt. So every single time we went out to, or a legend came into the building last season, we got them to sign the home shirt. It led to shall we say, an eclectic bunch of signatures, which makes it one of the most unique pieces of Liverpool memorabilia randomly. Although we're going to give it away now. Ste has got the wheel of names up. Everyone who has joined and is a current member on Redmen Plus at Legend tier has got their name on the wheel. So do you want to do that spin for us, please, mate?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Can we have a little bit of everyone go? That's what C standard like. Dave Applin.
Congratulations, Dave.
Well done, Dave.
How many shirts out there do you reckon people have got it that are signed by Ian Rush, Fabio Aurelio, Martin Skirtle, Adam Lallana? That's a very unique.
Is Mark Wright on there as well?
I think Mark Wright is, yeah.
It's honestly, congratulations, mate. It is one of the, it's a curio at best. You've got one of the great talking points now. Put it centre of place. Put pride of place inside your house, and then when people walk in, you can be like, guess who's that signature that is, and no one will ever get them in a million years. So yeah, well done. There is a new competition prize, by the way. We'll do some details on that at half time, but a player who was currently on the Liverpool pre-season tour, we've got his signature on a numbered shirt with his name on the back. It's Kostas Tsimikas. I've just made that more complicated than it needs to be. We've got to sign Kostas Tsimikas shirt up for grabs in this month's prize. So if you want to become a legend tier subscriber on redmenplus.com, then your name will be in the hat for this time in a month. We are fast closing in. I've got a couple of super chats which I need to get through before the game kicks off any second.
That didn't work.
Oh, it's on the way. I'll do super chats as we go. The game has kicked off, and it is Bayern Munich knocking around the back. Liverpool looking to press already straight off, and the goalkeeper plays it out. Trent got there, but just couldn't quite direct the header forward. Yes, first super chat of the day as Liverpool. Just Jamal Musiala cuts inside, then goes back to the centre half. From Ethsham, what did Trent say to Klopp after handing him the vice captaincy?
I have seen the video. It's quite cool, isn't it?
Ta.
Nice one, lad.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Ta.
This is what we're here for. I'm here for crap puns and watch-alongs. It's pre-season. That's all. Let's all kick back a bit. Bayern have it on that right-hand side of the pitch, playing it back, not able to progress into the final third. It's back with Deo Upamecano, who I thought he was going to kick that out of play, which would have been great. Virgil van Dijk goes across, tidies up Liverpool.
It's fast-paced, isn't it, for a pre-season?
Yeah, there's a lot of quick passes so far. Liverpool have a throw-in. I'm really interested to see on this, and people watching, let us know your thoughts. What we do at the moment, like Trent is very much playing inverted because he's technically our right back and he is stood approximately 5 meters away from our left back, who's taking the throw-in. But how the shape and the structure is different. Do we go a little bit more reserved? Do we play a little bit more 4-3-3-ish than we have done?
The fact that Trent was just stood 4 yards away from the left back suggests no.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Liverpool in behind now.
Gakpo.
Cody Gakpo goes for goal. Oh, and he scored! Cody Gakpo! As simple as that. Liverpool. He had the ball in the left back position. It was a throw-in, and then just some quick pass, quick movement, and Cody Gakpo finds himself free. And the inside left channel accelerates through and just absolutely blams it in the top bin. What a goal.
My guy. What a player.
He
looked like he made a mess of it at first. He got to come under his feet for a second, didn't he? But then sorted his feet out and just, finish his boss.
Let's see this again.
Clever. He starts to move off as well, look.
Just
That's
a
him.
straight ball, is it?
Plays a little give and go.
Too, actually, it's a nice little give and go. Yeah, it's lovely.
That Alexis, he plays
gets caught here, and then,
Yeah, a little give and go with Jota, like 35 odd yards from goal, and then just bursts in behind, and he's in. And I suppose it's the one critique of Gakpo. Yeah, he's absolutely sat the keeper down there, blanded top.
You can see why Bayern after the new goalie, by the way. But
yeah,
he don't want to get back onto his left foot as well. Then he was desperate to get onto his left foot.
I mean, it's mad because you shouldn't. He's right-footed, you know what I mean? He should be striding onto that and maybe looking to put that the other way. But yeah, really, really canny finish there from Cody Gakpo.
He can do everything.
There we go. What did we make of that goal? Let me know in the comments there. Hell of a start. Right, there are a bunch of super chats. I will catch up on them when I feel there's a suitable break in play. This one from Shane Allman says, Matip made of glass. We should sign Lavia, whoever else in DM, get Pavard as he can play centre-back and right-back, and then permanently move Trent to midfield. YNWA, lads. Well, I mean, did Pavard just get absolutely roasted there? I mean, he's playing right-back for Bayern at the moment, isn't
Thomas Tuchel's going mad there, by the way, sorry.
I can't stand Thomas Tuchel. In fact, can you rate out of 10 how much you dislike Thomas Tuchel in the comments? Please, 10 being the most anything can possibly be. And then scale it down from there. Chris Jones giving a... Liverpool are in again. Diogo Jota. Mohamed Salah's in behind. Salah, it's just a little light the touch. He gets a shot, but it's well covered in the end. And it will run for the throw. Jota just undercut the pass a little bit, but you can see it. I mean, the direction of this game has been horrendous so far. I mean, by the company producing it, by the way.
It's really hard to see the numbers on the back of these Bayern kits. That's what I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
Pink on black.
Bayern's defence is all over the gaff there as well, by the way. That was far too easy.
I mean, again, look,
we just took a short corner.
This is the thing. Look, this is the thing that fucking really annoys me.
And now we're back with our keeper.
Crap sports directors in live sports are obsessed with replays over watching the actual game of football. I mean, I'm literally sat here and you can't watch the game of football with us, but this is an extreme example. Look like handball from Salah there. Referee says no.
We look sharp.
Yeah, Cody Gakpo moving the ball around. Dominic Szoboszlai. Curtis Jones fires it out to Andy Robertson. Robertson goes for the big switch all the way to Salah. Salah nods it down first time. Not the best execution. McAllister can't get it, and the goalie under some pressure again just lumps that one in behind Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Liverpool come away with a throw-in right on the halfway line. Whew. This has been lovely. Does anyone know anything about their forwards? I don't even know what the rest of his name is.
He's a young
He
lad.
signed him from Rennes.
I think he's a young French lad, yeah. I think he's like 18 or something.
He's the Harry Kane placeholder in the side, is what he is.
Isn't that Choupo-Moting's job?
Oh,
was
that's nice
that?
feet, that.
Yeah, Szoboszlai looked like he gave away a free kick. The referee actually said no, the ball was bundled around on the edge of the 18-yard.
There's no Curtis trying to do a 360 in his own 6 yard.
It's one of the drawbacks of having a winger at 6.
A lad from Tochi as your 6. He just tries to do pirouettes in his own defensive third.
Yeah, here's Virgil van Dijk. Matip alongside him. Strides forward with it. Cody Gakpo has dropped all the way back into central midfield for Liverpool there just to play a wall pass with Matip. Liverpool trying to get their way out of trouble here. Trent.
Oh,
really good. It's really good.
Lovely, intricate play there.
Oh, wow.
Here's Diogo Jota.
That's very impressive.
Gakpo's now on the right wing for Liverpool. Salah's ahead of him. Jota's inside him. Gets it, Diogo Jota. And ball chips it up. It hits the guy's hand. And again, the referee says play on. Here's Upamecano under pressure.
He was very close. We got out of that press really well.
Yeah.
That
Won
was
it back
excellent.
as well. Won it back.
That was excellent.
Alexis McAllister wins it back. Liverpool quick cross towards Salah, doesn't quite reach him. Gakpo with a little cushioned header through to Jota. Jota's got it on the left hand side. Goes back. Here's Szoboszlai. He's going to go for goal. This is the man right in front of him in doing so. And Bayern look to come away, trying to spring a counter attack with pace. But look how many red shirts there are back by comparison. Here comes the support down the left back. It's
Alphonso Davies.
Alphonso Davies. He's into the box, cuts in onto his right foot, still going. Fine support, Jota's forced to track back. Looks like Liverpool have managed to just snuff out the immediate danger on that. Bayern just holding on to possession.
I know Szoboszlai's got a shot on him, but mate,
not from there.
I mean, you do well, wouldn't you? And the lad's 4 yards in front of you, and he just hit him. Probably better options to take.
Yeah, absolutely. Hawks with the super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. It's WTF o'clock in the morning, just like those English noon kickoffs, to get back into the swing for the new season. Dom and Maka together with the Scouse pivot. Exciting. Yeah, God, it has been so far. I'm really enjoying Alexis McAllister.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, really, really.
He's really good. He's been one of the standouts of pre-season.
It is a throw into Liverpool on this right-hand side. Matty Gorman, I understand we can't spend like City, but is there a chance we could spend like Arsenal, a team that hasn't been in the Champions League since 2017? Yeah, I mean, I get that. They're the benchmark. And honestly, I think we're probably going to come out not far off what Arsenal spent by the time we're done, I imagine. I reckon Liverpool will probably go all in at about 200 million, and I think that's about what Arsenal have spent, right?
200 is about, at the minute.
Maybe a bit, but
Havertz, Timber, Rice, 200 give or take, innit?
Yeah. But we'll see on that one. Also, the point, I guess, it feels odd to say at this point because Liverpool are a Europa League team this season, and Arsenal are a Champions League team. But I would still contend Arsenal have got a ways to go to have as many good players as Liverpool have got. But that just might be me red tinted.
Gone past them there.
Bayern coming forward, they got loads of men back. Loads of men in attack. Liverpool just had the 5 to defend there and managed to get themselves out of danger. It's gone.
That's
for
the downside of Curtis at 6 there. He was very easily beaten. You probably want him to foul him there, if that, you know what I mean, as he runs through.
Yeah, I think we know that. I think Klopp knows that as well. He knows his limitations in there.
But what was telling about that is that there was a really tight back four for Liverpool, so they're coming through there's no way they're getting through that. Yeah. We did very well to shut the door there. Deep corner to the back post. It's headed away for now, and again McAllister gets up. Salah's knocked it round his man. Tries to accelerate, and it's well cut out. And here come Bayern again down the left hand side. Little ball in behind.
Well blocked.
Yeah, cross was blocked by Szoboszlai, and it is a corner. Another corner to Bayern Munich.
I didn't realise there was one again because the camera angle. I thought Salah was in.
I did for a second.
I thought he got past the last man, and all of a sudden the big Grok standing there.
Yeah, Crossbow says going with a 2-1 Liverpool and a Cody masterclass. Wow. I mean, I'm presuming, I don't know if that went in before Cody scored his goal. That's very, very good. I'll give you the benefit of doubt and say you're the prognosticator of prognosticators there. Another deep corner against the back post this time. Bayern do the win the header. It's a free header, middle of the pitch. He's hit the post and then headed the rebound over the bar.
Ooh, got away with that.
Virgil van Dijk's just remonstrating with the referee there. I don't know what that was about, whether he thinks there was a foul or whatever in the mix.
Offside, I think he might have been.
No.
Maybe off the touch.
Who's Virgil speaking? He's shouting at someone. He's not happy with someone.
Yeah, I think he wants the offside for that little flick. He's not offside, I don't reckon, though.
Yeah, Alisson has the second one, but it's a free header, completely unmarked. And he heads it, does all the things you're meant to do, heads it down with power, and just heads it straight against the post for no reason. Liverpool take the short goal kick. Alisson Becker's got it. Gives it back to Virgil van Dijk. Press comes in for him. He's shifted out to Robertson. Robertson, lovely run from Curtis Jones, and just got tackled as he was about to look up with the ball. They come Bayern again. They seem to have found their feet in this game.
Nice.
Liverpool come defend well and come away again. Curtis Jones sprays it right hand side. Trent Alexander-Arnold's got Salah ahead of him, goes inside to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo dances past two, but he's going away from goal and goes over to the left back in Andy Robertson. Gakpo. Back to Joel Matip. Matip over to Salah on that right touchline. Looks for the give and go. From Alex McAllister gets absolutely steamroller to the ground, and again the referee says, nope, I'll play on there.
He's letting things go, isn't he, this geezer?
Yeah, he is. I mean, I get that's like he's learned the wrong thing about what you're meant to do in pre-season. Like, oh, don't take it too seriously. No, you take your job seriously. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to see like yellows and reds flying around, but free kicks are fine. You can give free kicks, referee, if and when they actually occur. So yeah, so far so good for Liverpool. But yeah, the last 5 minutes, Bayern have really started to get a foothold in the game. Here they are at the back now.
Conrad Lyman, isn't it? Liverpool tried to sign him.
Went on a free, didn't he? And free transfer. He was injured most of last season, though, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, well, that we targeted him.
Yeah, exactly.
Bayern play it out. Alphonso Davies got it left back. Salah goes over, shuts the door, and they're just happy to knock it back. Among their centre halves is a sprayed pass out to the right wing. Andy Robertson gets under it with the header. Doesn't clear it though. Curtis Jones goes back in.
Foul.
Oh, and apparently that's a foul by Dominic Szoboszlai, and it's a free kick to Bayern Munich.
Looks very warm.
Does sweating on there.
Yeah. There's a lot of
10 minutes in, dripping there.
Excuse me. Yeah, they all look a little bit sweaty.
Anyway, the ball is being knocked around the pitch right now. Bayern Munich's looking to build down that left-hand side again.
Your plan of waiting for a break and play for Super Chats is...
I know, yeah. It's been pretty frenetic stuff so far. And again, Bayern forced to retreat back to the centre-halves. Upamecano. Can't find a decent pass. Bayern spray it long again to the flanks, looking to stretch Liverpool, looking to test their defensive stability.
That's nice.
Szoboszlai's late to that, gets rolled. Liverpool just managing to keep themselves resistant to the Bayern attack so far. Oh dear me, that's a foul.
Pre-season as well, man.
Curtis Jones did really well there. He anticipated the pass, goes out to meet it, but is that late? Is that late there?
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I thought it was higher than it was.
Yeah, it's just come sliding in there.
It was no Marcelo.
Oh, don't. Yeah, don't. Dan basically ruined the morning of all the offers bar me because everyone's so stupid and listen to your advice and watch the Marcelo like.
It's one of them. It's you kind of have to see it. Like I don't like that
kind
sort of thing.
Never have to see it.
I don't like that sort of thing myself, but when you hear about it, you gotta see it, and you've got to see it to believe it. Because
I know I've seen leg breaks before.
That might be the worst one I've ever seen.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Salah, I don't know. Trent Alexander-Arnold has he broken it? Cuts back. It tries to cut back inside Davies. Yeah, he's not going to get to that one.
He's just shoved him over.
Shoves him to the ground. Yeah, that's
exactly.
it. Not going to be legging all the way back down the pitch with you, son. On the floor you go. Yes, good start. Yeah, very. I mean, this is the thing. It's been it's been a good old competitive game of football. What we've seen in the game so far, of course, is Liverpool getting a real grip on things after 20 minutes, half an hour. We actually haven't started quite as well as we have done in this game, so it does change the dynamic a little bit. Bayern have got a bit more impetus to go and up things a notch. At the moment, Liverpool just knocking it around the back. Virgil van Dijk, Curtis Jones turns on it, drops the shoulder, gives it to Joel Matip. Goes back to Alisson Becker. Back to Curtis, sorry. Gets it off McAllister, little drop of the shoulder.
Not in there.
It wasn't a great ball. That was good.
Done that,
Curtis Jones. Oh, dear God. Oh, my God. I'm going to live a shorter but more laugh-filled life, I feel, if we continue to play him at the 6. He nearly played himself into all kinds of trouble, but then was capable of not just recovering the ball, but then skinning the man who was pressing.
I don't think he wanted it back.
Yeah,
I think I think he went to McAllister, and the last thing he needed was to get that back.
Yeah.
Again, this is the thing about that position and the experience that comes with it. There are times when it's fine to just blam one out to the wing and let someone challenge for a header or whatever. And Kurt's sticking to the mantra really well so far. Just gav the ball, play the game, keep the ball moving. Good tackle there, Liverpool keeping the door shut.
We do press really well, don't we? When we
yeah.
It's been a very defensively committed performance from Liverpool so far. I see Dominic Szoboszlai
that running, he's possessed, isn't he? There to get out there.
It's what happens when you got midfield with legs.
Yeah, it's true.
Good,
skinned in there though.
Is that
it's a great touch as well.
Leroy Sané coming in. Virgil goes across. The through ball was in behind, just the left hand side of the goal. Van Dijk goes in, tidies up, but it will be another corner to Bayern Munich. Charlie the Red not been overly optimistic about Curtis so far. With Jones in 6 all season, I reckon we make top 4, but we'll not win any silverware.
Curtis won't be the number 6 all season.
No,
You'll buy a number 6.
Right. I agree with that.
Because that's no chance.
Corner to Bayern Munich. TRS1 with the interesting comment there. I'll come to in a second. It's another deep one. It's very much their tactic, looking to either go direct or knock-ons. Liverpool defended it well again, but Bayern have possession. They've been forced back into their own half. This is an interesting moment.
Go on. Oh,
Conrad Lima just does really well to beat the press. Liverpool back in defensive shape. Dominic Szoboszlai
didn't he?
And Robertson over in the right back position. Yeah.
So I say Szoboszlai ends up as a de facto right back after the corner there, because that's the way it panned out, and he did his job well.
Doesn't shirk, does he? His work rate, like he's puts himself about.
TRS says, I remember at a time when nobody was concerned with transfers past the odd comment about the odd impressive player at other clubs. It was better times. Yeah, well, it's the problem with the 24-hour news cycle, isn't it? You know, and when you have worlds where people are being asked for opinions on transfers constantly, and you're more aware now of what other teams are doing because you've got a greater access to other fans and other fans' opinions. That's the one thing that's changed, because I remember going to uni and meeting people who supported different clubs, and it wasn't like a we hate each other banter thing. It was nice to actually meet someone in the flesh who supported a different footy team and to talk, have general footy chats, whereas now we've just been exposed to all the worst knobheads of every footy team all get together online and just create a toxic banter. Liverpool are in the final third of Bayern. They've got a throw, and Trent is up very high on that right-hand side. Needs someone to throw the ball to. We normally have it's like the second or third man who makes the run, who receives it. Very clever little ball into the box there. Salah's holding off his men. Tries to dance past two. He was going nowhere there. McAllister tries to keep them penned in. That's one thing Bayern have actually been quite good at. They've been faced with a couple of those situations where we've put them under that quick press and they've managed to play the way out, and that's the difference in quality, of course, with Bayern Munich and what we've played so far. Leicester handled it okay for 20 minutes and then completely crumbled to bits. Be interesting to see how well Bayern handle it, and can Liverpool keep it up.
There was a good far back shots like that.
You know, it's double annoying as well, sorry, about this, not just how dark the numbers are, is that they put Bayern Munich on the top of the shirts and the names on the bottom. How often is the bottom of the shirt in shot to see the...
It's true.
So annoying. Anyway, Bayern have it with the goalie. He's got options either side of him inside the 18-yard box. There's Thomas Tuchel with his hand in the air. Brilliant. Oh, and and now it's over to the right back position, and it's a Bayern Munich throw. Brilliant.
Anything could happen there. Like
absolutely anything. Right. Okay, Bayern have it, knocking it around the back. And there we go, bringing a little bit of pace down that left-hand side with Alphonso Davies. He comes back. Bayern again, just happy to have possession, knocking it back and forth. Very, very much like how we play, to be fair. Give us the defence when there's nothing on. Try to work the space, move it from left to right. He's got it in the right back position at the moment. Liverpool just holding that nice, firm attacking line of 4 in front of them, making it hard to pass through. Here's Lehmann again. And again, back to Dio Upamecano. Oh, the guy.
Oh, dear.
He's fucking shit.
Sane made the run and then pulled it up, but he'd already engaged by that point. The ball gets chipped over the top and straight back to Alisson Becker. Upamecano. Yeah, I mean, he was the third. He was the worst of all the centre halves that Leipzig eventually moved on in that little.
And he was meant to be the best one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the one talked about the most, wasn't he? The Canati signing was a bit of a surprise when he was the one. Upamecano getting spoken about. But
Kim's good though.
Yeah, very good.
He's a good signing.
Yeah, he's very good.
Liverpool passing out again.
Yeah, absolutely. Diogo Jota, clever little piece of skill, but ultimately it was red, and Bayern recovered the ball in the middle of the field. Liverpool just lacking. It's not the ball. They really haven't had any consistent time on the ball in the last sort of 10 minutes. Really, Bayern taking it, dominating it, being very methodical in the build-up.
Nice.
And yeah, Liverpool doing well there. Trent's high up on that right-hand side, goes and puts the press on Davies. Wins the ball but concedes the throw-in, which is taken quickly. Too quickly.
Water breakers or
something? A drink maybe, yeah, I think they are.
It's time for a little Mexican wave that will almost certainly die in its arse when it reaches a clutch of die-hard Liverpool fans at some point. A little cooling break then, 22 minutes into this game. And we can just see the goal again. It's a throw-in taken to Gakpo. He rolls his man, little wall pass off. Diogo Jota strides in, and then left footer just bends it top left-hand corner. It's a brilliant finish.
Good pace.
Yeah, really good. And one of the things I didn't kind of finish my thoughts on this before. When he plays in the false nine, I'm worried that he's doing too much of the other bits and pieces, and that might mean that he's just not scoring enough goals, not getting in the right positions. I don't think Roberto Firmino's instinct in that position is to play a give and go and then sprinting behind. I don't think I can think of any Firmino goals that even remotely resemble that one. And it bodes very, very, very well. I mean, because if he can do that on the shoulder stuff that Nunes is so good at, well, he's going to be the main man, isn't he? Because he can do everything.
Exactly that. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say I think he's Bobby Firmino, because he can do all that sort of stuff, but he's got that little bit extra. Because you're right, Firmino, his instinct wouldn't be to play the give and go, and even if he did, he wouldn't have that little bit of extra pace to even remotely pull away from his man. So I do think he is the complete package, and that's why when we sort of talk about who could be the 9, who could be our front line, I think he has to be in it, because he offers everything that Klopp loves in his 9, in his front man, plus that little bit more, and I just think he's perfect for the job.
Yeah, Daniel Nehemiah here saying Gakpo will be one of the top 3 attackers in this league in 2 to 3 years. He might well be that in the next, maybe 2 at most.
I don't think he's going to get the volume of goals that some 9s do. Yeah. Obviously, like Haaland, he might not even score as many as Nunes, because he isn't going to be that guy. But what he will do, he'll chip in with a good amount of goals, and what he'll bring to the team will be just ridiculous. So yeah, I think he's very much our front line 9 when the season comes around, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the biggest decision I think Klopp's got to make. I think there's definitely a who starts left-hand side chat to be had, but I think Jota's in the box seat at the moment for that. Hang on, Liverpool giving the possession away. Bayern Munich coming forward. They're into the 18-yard box, left-hand side cross, and well blocked by Joel Matip. And again, it's a corner to Bayern, and it's kind of been the how their game's gone for them so far. They've managed to work it into reasonable positions. That I think the vast majority, if not all, of their corners have come from this side. I don't think we've come across and blocked crosses or blocked through balls. I'm going to take another one.
One deep every time, Kimmich, hasn't he, so far? towards Kim at the
If they go
back.
for that again, it's a little bit more to the heart of the penalty area this time.
That's where Liverpool want them, right on
Yeah.
Joe
Go on, you win
Watchalong.
that. Here we go.
Diogo Jota's just
First ball now.
capitalised on
Go on, Mo.
a straight ball
not
there.
that
It
race, not that
might
race.
be. It might be the one race that Mo Salah doesn't fancy.
Yeah.
Is Alphonso Davies. Like there are very few players who can keep up with Mo Salah.
Laughing at each other now.
Absolutely having a buzzing time there. Alphonso Davies must be absolutely made up. He's just had his first foot race with Mo Salah and he's come out on top. And he has
Smoked him.
Yeah, smoked him there, to be fair. Salah just doesn't want them, does he? You know, and there's and particularly because there's a world of difference between being played through in a foot race that you're not necessarily going to win when you're angling towards goal and one where you're running down a blind alley in the channel.
Wasn't a good ball by Jota.
No, but I mean, Jota did excellently to pick up the ball in the first place, but yeah, just not quite the right pass. And that's a couple of times now, actually, Jota's done all the right things. I mean, to be fair, he's got an assist to his name, but he could have two if he just had a little bit more weight on the pass to Salah early doors as well. But promising, because this is the next challenge. I think we've been a very good possession team in pre-season so far. Bayern Munich are taking the lion's share of the ball so far. Can we activate the counter-attack and stuff? Decent shot on goal, and it's comfortably saved by Alisson Becker right down his throat.
I was about to say, right, they have had a lot of ball, but we haven't seen any of Alisson.
No.
You know what I mean? That's the first thing we've seen him do. Obviously, they hit the post, didn't he? And he couldn't do much about it. But
I mean,
he hasn't had to make a save.
That shot might be a result of that because they've tried to be intricate around the box and it hasn't come to anything. As we mentioned, we've been quite compact and sort of cleared stuff behind the corners. So I think then they've just gone, let's have a go. Let's see what
a
happens.
very odd camera angle this is.
It is a really odd camera.
Behind the goal.
Yeah, I thought that was a replay. I presumed it must be a replay for that camera angle. That's weird, that, isn't it? Anyway, Liverpool have a throw on right-hand side. Salah chased it down and did well. We've got a couple of super chats, one from David Brett Smith and one from Shane Almond. We'll try and get through these now. David Brett Smith says, Kamada a shout, 26 and free, low risk is free. I don't know who that is.
Daichi Kamada, who was at Frankfurt last year. Yeah,
He was meant to be going to Dortmund, but I don't know what's happening.
No, he hasn't gone to Dortmund yet. No, you're right. I'm not sure he's exactly suitable for what we need in terms of stylistically. He's a good player, and as you mentioned, free. But it's weird, we haven't exactly sort of exploited that market for a while because there was Evan Ndika as well, another Frankfurt player who went for free. I know he ended up going to Roma, so maybe not quite the level of player. But in terms of what we're doing for the squad, signing him would have been a bit of a no-brainer for us, really.
Yeah, it is. It is an interesting one, that. Liverpool have a corner.
So I trust our scouting, identifying the right players. Getting deals done is often a different thing, but like I don't like Liverpool know all these lads.
Yeah,
they're aware of everyone's contract, and if they don't think they're good enough, you tend to. Because you could have them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to trust the judges.
In swinging corner, Robertson.
It's
Heads
in.
it. Oh, it's in!
Oh.
Oh, no, it's not. It's wide. Oh, my God.
No, it's
Is
in.
it another corner? No,
it is. It's 2-0. It was Virgil van Dijk. It was the calm reaction of everyone else around.
When you said it was wide, I was like, the ball's literally in the middle of the goal.
Yeah,
how did you think that was wide?
Yeah. Well, because no one reacted.
Back. They've left Van Dijk run there. What are they doing? Is replay? Here we go.
Just let's see. There's Virgil van Dijk celebrates.
Good delivery, by the way.
Yeah, great delivery from Andy Robertson. Getting right to the back. Right.
I love how you think that was wide.
Well,
it couldn't have been
back.
more.
No. I said it's in, and then nobody reacted, and then someone else kicked in. I thought, well, if it's been kicked, someone's kicking. Oh, whatever. It's a goal. It is a goal.
It's an easy goal.
Liverpool's new captain with his first goal as official red skipper.
It's an in-swing corner from Robertson. It is perfect. It is right in the, like, if you drew a central line down the middle of the 18-yard box, Virgil just gets up and he meets the ball at its highest point with the header right in the middle, powers it past. Jan Sommer's got no chance, mainly because he's a rubbish goalie, but secondary because it was such a good header from Van Dijk. And the Reds have weathered this sort of 15, 18-minute storm, I'd say, from Bayern Munich, and find themselves 2 goals up, which is great. And that's a really, really good foul there. Is that Szoboszlai who's just decided, I'm just going to lie down on my man here instead of letting him get away. Boss. That
was a strange goal to concede for them. Like, Virgil van Dijk 6 yards out, unchallenged. Like, you'd want better. I don't think he always looks like he's moaning Thomas Tuchel, so it's hard to say, but he hasn't looked happy regardless throughout I haven't seen much of Bayern in their pre-season, but how they've been doing. But
they won 27-0 the other day.
Yeah, well, they played him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Do you think it was like that? You know those viral videos where like 2 footballers play against like the entire academy?
Yeah.
It sounds like it might have been a bit of one of them. I used to love them. I used to go to my cousin's birthday parties, and I was like like 7 years older than them, so there'd be a swarm of these like little kids, and every trick in the book was new again. They'd never seen a Cruyff turn in their lives. Amazing. Best games of football I ever played against a bunch of basically people who were a third of my size. It was amazing. Bayern looking to build, stand at the right hand side. Liverpool again keeping the door shut, we're being physical, but we're not being horrible with it. You know what I mean? You've seen Man United and Arsenal, as a result, I think, of playing Man United, I think have taken it a bit far from what I've seen in pre-season. They've been a bit too nasty.
I watched a bit of Barca Madrid, and it's fascinating that they let those two teams play each other in pre-season, because they boosted each other. Yeah. But Liverpool haven't gone that far. What I would say again, I don't hope not to jinx it as we...
Oh dear.
Let's have a little look.
Ball, and Matip shuts it for now. Trent goes over, defends.
They've had a lot of the ball. I think we've defended really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Liverpool.
Alisson last year in this situation was under siege. He was our best player last season because he was saving short after. He has not to make a save. He had a bit of a P-roller that he had to scoop off the floor.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, like I said, that corner aside where Liverpool got a little bit stuck. Other than that, they've been well. Yeah, and they've got centre-backs taking goal kicks now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trent,
no, we've done it a couple of times. It's not as often that we do it, but yeah, we do it to mix it up periodically. Curtis Jones has got it. We had a super chat, by the way, so I totally oversaw. It's been on the screen for about 10 minutes, so apologies for not reading more. Shane Allman said, "Who do you think the next influx of academy graduates will be?" Clark and Doak really impressed me. I think it's them. I don't think, and it will depend on Kate Gordon and this next. I think he's going to be given probably this season to get fit.
It's a bad injury,
but he was so far ahead of everyone else in the pecking order prior to that injury. But it's whether he can ever get back to that, because we saw that happen with Brewster, didn't we? You know, he missed 18 months of football and has never come close to fulfilling his potential. But this is the thing, it's always like, what's the new, what's the next?
Lovely.
Get Doak and find a way over the next 12 to 18 months to get Doak and Clark into the team, I think, and then see if anyone else kind of presents themselves.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I think Quans is close.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think he's a million miles away from it. I wouldn't be surprised if he stuck around this season.
I like Luke Chambers.
Luke Chambers, yeah, good player. I think they like him as well, don't they?
He was meant to be going to Leverkusen, wasn't he? But
yeah, that hasn't happened yet, no. Connor Badley as well. I think he's another one who'll be in the midst of it this season. But I think
Luke Chambers has got a chance to play for Liverpool.
Sorry, just looking at this possession stats, last 5 minutes in the opposition half, it's been 70-30 Liverpool.
That's fine.
It's a Bayern, yeah. Do you think Luke Chambers, but where though?
Positionally,
left back / left centre back. That's what he is.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's got a chance. I think he's really good. Well, like he went out on loan a couple of times. I know Liverpool like
Kilmarnock, wasn't it, last year? He ended up finishing the season,
yeah, who do you think, guys?
He's in.
Good ball. It's good ball.
Bayern in behind. It looked like it hit Matip's hand. And it is a goal. Yeah, Bayern Munich have got one back, and that's where it's been most likely to come from, I guess. They have been most direct down that left-hand side, and Liverpool just not able. I mean, saying that, he's been a threat without being super dangerous. He just timed
pretty sure he's offside.
He did look offside.
Yeah.
He cuts inside. Matip can't block it. He's got his hands behind his back. It hits Matip's hand on the way through as well, which would have been I think if it doesn't come off. And then he just kind of scuffs it near post past Alisson.
I'm pretty sure he's offside there.
But the new offside laws, they might actually be okay.
I think it was. Well, they're not in England. They're not. Yeah, I don't know.
They're coming in, aren't they?
Not for England, I don't think though. Anti-trialing it. I think they're trialing it in other places.
It's Holland last year, wasn't it? Netherlands last year, and Belgium as well.
I think he was offside.
Yeah, shout here, Robin Hood agrees in the comments. He just said offside. It was close enough that if you really wanted to hyper-analyse it,
I think you get the lines out. I think you'd have.
Oh, it's VAR. I think you'd have got
there. Jota just clips it over his man's head, tries to play the ball as a cross. It's good, positive attacking play from Diogo Jota there. Looks like Liverpool have gone up a gear here. Gakpo can only hammer it up high across the face of goal. Jota keeps it alive, and it's chested down comfortably, and Sommer will claim it. Okay, cool. This is going to be an interesting 10 minutes now to see how Liverpool react to this. You know, Bayern will feel ultra confident off the back of finally breaking us down. and whether Liverpool could just capitalise on them if they want to get a little bit carried away. We'll see. Good pressing from Liverpool.
Nice. Win it back.
Upsetting them yet. There's Liverpool down the left-hand side. Is that Curtis? God, it's so hard to tell.
Corner.
It is a corner regardless. Liverpool have done well there. Look like they've really taken to the challenge of conceding a goal here.
That all came from their goalie playing a ridiculously... He was actually just play a pass out and he just hit it 50 yards in front of his man. Liverpool all over them.
Corner then. Trent goes over to that to that left-hand side of the pitch. Oh no, sorry, it's Dominic Szoboszlai. Wow, okay. He's going to play the in-swinger. Let's see what he's got. Impressive delivery in the last game. Real whip on that one. Matip, sorry, Van Dijk, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? Virgil van Dijk with the header down up into the keeper's arms. And now Liverpool have got to get numbers back. Bayern Munich streaming forward. That's the one in behind. And well cut out by Trent.
Got his body position spot on there.
Yeah, he did well. Difficult to defend that.
Matip defending in the middle of the pitch there. Trent will pick it up. Plays a first-time ball. It's one for Salah to chase down.
How's your touch, lad?
It's a good option, that.
Go on,
Salah goes shoulder to shoulder.
He's won it as well.
He's won it back, yeah.
Yeah, he has done. Gakpo.
Just falls over, he's far, surely.
Gakpo gets hauled down by Upamecano there, and what was one of those ones that he kind of had to do. We've got Salah's looking to accelerate in behind any space, and Gakpo would have played him in.
Mo Salah is so strong. He just nudged Kim.
Yeah.
And he's a big fella.
He is.
And he just knocked him off balance, and that's how he got the ball. He's very clever how he uses Salah, but he is super strong. Just enough of a little nudge, wasn't it?
The timing of it is perfect as well.
It isn't a foul, but you get him a little bit off balance. It's probably too far for a shot.
No one's hitting this.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Against them, no, you might find
it's the wrong side for Trent.
You really like Jan Sommer, do we? Yeah, not a Jan Sommer fan there.
High line by Munich, I've got there.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Liverpool, of course, defend that way from set piece, and have done for a number of years. Does that give them any great insight into how to undo it? We shall find out. If it is, they'll do a little touch off, you'd imagine.
Matip backstick.
And Trent's just going to float that one in.
Good ball.
Oh, they were queuing up. It was so unlucky. It was a hell of a cross in.
Well done. Oh, not there.
Did I just punch the table in front of me as well while I was doing that? Does it hurt? Yeah, a little bit. Curtis Jones, Liverpool's deepest player. Bayern Munich, everyone ahead of him. And just lays it off to Virgil van Dijk, who finally decides to get back.
The tempo feels like it's dropped a little bit.
Yeah.
The heat apparently.
The heat,
Well, that was the thing. Immediately after conceding the goal, we've just had 5 minutes, I think, of
Curtis. He's done well.
Under intense pressure there from two men. Managed to turn his way out of trouble. Oh, Gakpo, that touch.
It's not a bad touch.
There's one Andy Robertson to bomb onto here. Sobbers lies on the edge. He's well marked by the referee. Gets it. No position to really do anything with it. He just walks over to Robert, gives him it back. Trent on that left-hand side now. Matip goes through the lines. Well done, good ball. And now moved over to Salah. Very isolated down that right flank. Tails one over to Matip. Cushioned little ball
not
to
the pass.
Trent. Not cushioned enough. Liverpool managed to win it back. McAllister's been a bit quiet actually in the last few minutes. Oh, lovely little chip ball over to the top of Salah. Davies tidies up. Turns Salah, well done.
He's a good player.
Well,
He's very good.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by McAllister and Szoboszlai positioning. I was adamant they'd be the other way around.
Yeah.
I really was, and I know they trained like that for a long time when they both have had the club, but just felt like in terms of fit and what they've done previously, they'd be opposite.
And what we've seen from how Liverpool played last season as well, to some extent.
Exactly that. Yeah,
the most attacking one. Yeah. It's an odd one, isn't it?
I'm surprised by it, I must admit.
Well, moreover, we actually haven't seen anyone playing that left eight like Kurt did. You haven't seen a lot of like those supporting runs arriving at the back post kind of stuff yet.
I mean, you're still figuring out how to play it, of course they are, and how it's going to work. But I'm just surprised positionally that they're on the sides that they are, I must admit.
Yeah.
I just presumed McAllister will be left.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I just did, yeah.
And maybe the inverted foot stuff, mightn't it? Like, they won't, I guess.
Trent stabs one forward for Salah to chase down. It's well blocked out.
Nice.
Physical challenge in the midfield there by Alexis McAllister. That's another thing I'm really enjoyed about McAllister so far is he's gnarly, isn't he? Loves getting stuck in. Doesn't mind being booted.
Bit of Argentinian in him, that isn't it?
You
don't get away with it like you've got to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've got a bit of that dog in them.
Great throwing here he is now. Just couldn't get the ball down quick enough and volleys his opposite number in Conrad Lema there. Referee says play on as Bayern have possession of the ball inside their half, inside the centre circle. Quick ball over to Serge Gnabry, who surely was offside there.
Surely he must have been offside.
How was he there?
Play on it goes. Liverpool have got numbers back, so Bayern again forced to retreat all the way back. To the fence. Can Liverpool capitalise on a loose Lema touch? No, they cannot. And here they come again, using the width of Gnabry over on that left hand side. Here he comes towards Trent. Trent goes shoulder to shoulder, manages to go past him, gets a little return touch in, and Liverpool clear it away.
Got there, and then he seems to run past him. You know, he looked like he'd done it really, really well.
He got a touch on it as well, didn't he? Just like whether Gnabry just reacted to it better. Has he come across? Yeah, he did. He
just got inside him a little bit, didn't he? Yeah.
Matip doing well just to tidy up behind him. They'll complain about getting kicked, as is the standard Joel Matip way. And it got the free kick by the looks of it as well, and Alisson takes it inside the penalty area and over to Robertson at left back. Curtis Jones is bursting forward. Nice. Lovely little handoff there to Jota. Goes back to Szoboszlai. Plays it safe inside to Trent. Trent to Jota. Oh, it was a nice little through ball to the run of Alexis McAllister, just slightly overplayed by Munich.
Davies read it well again.
He's a great player.
And all the way back to Jan Sommer. Obviously when we get to half time, we'll be doing our a little bit of chat on the first half. Whatever, make sure you get your top 3 players of the half in, and we'll be discussing them and who we think has been the standout performer at half time. But 3.5 minutes left minimum, probably won't be too much more than that, you'd imagine. But Meccano under pressure does well, plays it forward. Very, very brave ball. And managed to loose Gnabry down that left hand side again. Now can Liverpool get the bodies back required? You know he's cutting inside. He's got men queuing up, and it's 2-2. Yeah. Liverpool look like they were just about getting the right number of men back, got it towards, but actually in doing so just left themselves a little bit sparse over at the back post. It was good play by Gnabry. And it was
the turn in the middle of the park that done it, mate. In the first place.
But that's the problem, isn't it? If we get beat once in the middle, that's how open we are.
Yeah,
that can't be the case.
I mean, again, look where Robertson is. He's there. We're all over the place, aren't we? There, it's Curtis Jones and Trent end up back in Robertson's positions while Robertson's coming over to the other side to cover.
Yeah, we've got overloaded on this post with Gnabry in the ball, and there's a fella at the back post on his own.
That speaks still to working training needing doing there. That's like the expression of just people picking up and chopping wood. There was a problem there. Robertson, rather than think about what the next move was, he's firefighting the first thing. We've got an overload here on the left hand side. I need to go across and provide the body, but actually then there wasn't.
He vacated the man who scores the goal. Yeah. Essentially by doing that,
and then everyone's just trying to pick up the loose situations.
You're chasing your tail, aren't you? The minute you lose that press initially, and the man skips past it, we're chasing our tail, and we get exposed. Other teams we faced in pre-season so far won't hurt us like that. Bayern Munich with Gnabry, etc., et al. Will do.
That turn in the middle, that just.
But it shouldn't be that easy. Is the point? That's what we've got to address somehow in the coming days and weeks. Because that's happened a few times now. I think Leicester did it a couple of times early doors. Keller has to make that big save, for example. Yeah. They weren't hurting us, but in games like this, against opposition like this, you'll just concede goals.
It's just, it feels a bit simplistic, but that's what they've kept Gnabry wide, high and wide constantly.
Oh God,
and again. Come against Salah, couldn't win it back.
That's a poor effort though.
Poor effort, easily saved by Alisson Becker. Oh, lovely, thanks, Tom. Okay, thank you, bud.
Or free memberships.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it in the live show chat.
Good man. The pace has been taken out of the game as well again by that. It's so slow definitely. Now. Nice ball.
The lines there from Trent. McAllister to Jones. There is just that thing of not wanting to overcommit. Like Curtis Jones piling forward, which is obviously his natural instinct.
Yeah. That's another thing with Jones in that role, though. He is fighting his natural instincts. Like, we thought he was doing it in the other end again. Oh, God, handball.
Yeah. Big thank you to John Lee David Blackshaw, one of the absolute legends of legends on Redmen Plus, for gifting memberships into the chat as well. So, absolutely wonderful, wonderful stuff. Right. Okay, Trent has it in midfield. Turns on it, nice play. McAllister just tried to knock it through to Jota. It wasn't quite on there. I'm interested to see what we do at half time here and whether we do another. Is this going to be another 45?
It looked
45?
like it, because all the subs were behind the goal warming up before. Like, there was a lot of them. So
2 minutes of additional time, and this one.
It feels like they should be ramping it up in terms of minutes, though, now.
Yeah.
Like, I spoke to that Darren Burgess, rather, who was our fitness guy for years, and he said by this point you should be doing 60, 70 minutes.
Yeah, I was surprised we weren't doing it against Leicester, to be honest. But I suppose it's just that thing, if we've got a lot of players and
they all need
it feels like, it does feel like we've got a much lighter workload in terms of games, but a heavier training workload this time around, which is mad because in its own way, because obviously if we're playing a new system, you need to be playing 11-a-side footy to get that.
Yeah.
But maybe that's another part and parcel of it. More lads need minutes on it to get up to speed. It's
in normal circumstances, would you make any changes in a normal game, this competitive game of footy?
There's no no. There's nothing pressing, I don't think.
No?
Maybe Kanate and for Matip.
That's the only one I can think of as well. And then we thought that from the start, so that's obviously the answer. But yeah, I did wonder, because both goals have come down that side again. It's not Matip's fault necessarily, but you do wonder whether Kanate's pace and his presence out there might make it slightly different.
Liverpool looking to keep Bayern penned in here. They're doing well so far. Well, one back right.
The pass though.
Yeah. McAllister won it back, but again, just not.
And again,
does brilliantly.
Great
ball.
Well.
Salah. Jota is into the box. Left-footed strike.
Dragged it.
Yeah, he's scuffed it really. Didn't get a clean strike, and it's a comfortable claim down low for Jan Sommer. But yeah, good pressing from Liverpool. McAllister was the one who initially won it back.
Oh, you expect Jota better from Jota on his left there as well. He's got that, he can score that.
But Liverpool hunting in packs there, and that's the one thing about the press. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good, is it?
Dear McAllister just looking at his knee.
His knee's not happy.
Hopefully it's just in it. Yeah, Robertson's just saying impact.
Thank God. Might be a dead
It's
leg.
half time anyway.
Yeah, that is the half-time whistle has gone, and yeah, a bit of a down note to the end of the half. Really, the Reds haven't raced into a 2-goal lead.
Keep an eye on this.
I know, yeah. Fingers crossed that Alexis McAllister goes down with a knee injury right at the end of the half as well.
Robbo said he was saying like a knock.
Yeah, we'll see on that one.
He's got you up anyway.
He's up already. Yeah, I think he has just. I mean, that was what it was. He goes in. He has 2 little bites at it, doesn't he? Trying to win the ball back. But what I was saying is that was good about that. The hunting in packs thing. It's not just about one guy doing the press. McAllister does the dirty work there. He gets the ball away from his man, and then I don't know whether it's Curtis or Robert, someone then nicks in, and then they just play the ball through to Salah to start the counter attack, and that's really, really encouraging to see. It's a strange one to kind of review this one. What do you think, lads? I mean, like, I've enjoyed every minute of pre-season so far because it's all so new and different and interesting. I think there's obviously we start the game like an absolute house on fire. We're electric. We could be 2 goals up in the first 10 minutes. And then Bayern really get on the ball, really start moving it around, trying to stretch us. We get the second goal from the corner. And then when they score, we go up a level again. Back. It's been a fascinating game of football, but I don't think Liverpool are far from had it all their own way.
Actually, it was mad because I thought we defended really well because Bayern had a lot of the ball, but it's in defensive moments. I think we've been good, but we've been rubbish in transition twice there, and that's kind of been a theme. If Dan alluded to it, if you beat that first press, it's actually quite easy to just kick a ball along and get into it. And that is the concern, really, isn't it? Like, I know Jurgen's pre-match comments where, when we press well, we defend well, but if it all relies on that, that's a big burden. You know what I mean? Like the second that ball went long and Gnabry's in a foot race, well, you knew you were in trouble there. So
I suppose this is Dan. This is what pre-season's for. Though, is you make mistakes. And then you then go away and you've got your video analysis and you learn from your mistakes, and it's not cost you anything because you can lose a game of football in pre-season and there's no point. You know, whereas if you do this, if you've not learned this thing and then you go into the Premier League game and you make that mistake, well, that is a concern. It does feel a little as though the game was going all right. I mean, look, we're 2 up. You know, we've scored the goal that puts the pressure on Bayern to attack, if in general football terms. Then scoring from a set piece is pure Liverpool. That's when you then, I think, you hold your shape and you maybe drop more into a 4-3-3 and you let Bayern come at you and then go to shift to a counter-attacking style. And that's historically how we've had a success under Klopp. But this felt a little bit like we've stuck with the same thing. Yeah. And it's meant that Bayern have just eventually figured a way through us. Yeah,
I tend to agree with that. I think in sort of a competitive game, a league game, a European game, whatever it may be, when you do go 2-0 up, game management kicks in then, doesn't it? You do what you're saying there. You sort of sit back, you sit further deep, you can allow to soak up the pressure a little bit more and then hit them on the counter, which historically is what we have been very good at. But because it's pre-season, because we're trying new things, because we want to take the impetus, we want to see what works and what doesn't work, we sort of carried on in the same vein. There isn't that conversation when you're celebrating the second goal with Van Dijk. He's not going, right, now we shut up shop for 10 minutes, because why would you? It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? So that's what I think that's sort of born out from. But to touch on sort of the defensive side of things, I think Steve's right. I think when Bayern have attacked, we've been quite good at sort of snuffing out the danger, we've been quite compact, and there's always been that second man. If the first man gets beat, the second man's there to deal with it, which is fine, no issues with that. The problems still lie in transition, like we know, and it's just, and the problem is with it, we've seen it at times last season when Trent went into midfield, and it's a personnel thing as much as it's a system thing, because we haven't got a natural six yet, which would obviously help sort of quash the danger. But yeah, we're seeing Bayern Munich, we don't play week in, week out. They probably don't watch us week in, week out, but even they've identified, beat the press, get it into that space, and that's what they've done. Yeah, and this is not a new problem for Liverpool. I was thinking this morning, actually. You know, Arteta was doing this in the Charity Shield against us after we won the league. He played Aubameyang high and left on the on the wing and left him there all game long and just said, go ahead, attack, move your fullback forward. And we've got that constant outball, and Gnabry's just done that for Bayern in this game. When they've had possession, they've been casually building up through the pitch, we've looked resolute. But the weakness is always going to be when we're committing people to attack and then committing people to the press. If they get past our press, it leaves us with work to do in terms of getting people back. Yeah, and I think that's where the worries what Matip come in for me, is that that's Konate. He might get beat because Gnabry's brilliant, but he didn't really have a chance. You know what I mean? He just looked a little bit leggy and a little bit slow. This system relies so heavily on a couple of players, and I think Ibu Konate's right up there with them. That space is going to be there. It just that's the nature of the system. Every system's got its pros and its cons, and the one in this one is if you lose the ball in transition, there's a massive space or at right back or the right back area. Ibu Konate's done a good job, and even he struggled at times getting over there, but the lack of mobility and Matip on that side is a concern. I still think like Gomez might be a better option. I'd just like to see where, because the whole build up is important to this, because actually you're going to see the replays time and time again of the Gnabry picking it up and running at it. Because Robertson arrives on that side of the pitch. I don't know where Robertson's running from in the build up to that. If anyone knows, actually let us know in the comments what was Robbo doing in the build when the ball breaks down, because it's not, because that's what we're talking about as well. It's not all actually. It's easy to focus on who's playing the right side of centre half and Trent, because that's where their entry point is. But the ball gets finished on the other side of the penalty area because there's a free man, and it's. How are we dealing with that? Are we focusing a little too heavily on we've got to get bodies back to the right back position, and Bayern are a good team, and it's great composure from Gnabry, but I do worry if that's something that we need to focus on as well. Some super chats. Please keep your comments coming in on your things. We'll have a chat about who our top three performers of the half were for the Reds in a second. Fionn Murphy. I don't even know I struggle with Gaelic names, but I've tried my best. Doak versus Davies is going to be filthy. It'd be interesting to see whether Salah stays on at some point. Doak, I would be up for that foot race. Yeah, be a good race, big time. Yeah, let's see who. I mean, we don't know.
do you reckon Doak's faster than Davies?
Davies will be stronger, only and more
Stronger.
powerful. But yeah,
Doak will fancy it.
he won't shy away from it.
No,
I was just looking at there's their goal now, Paul. So just looking at the first one, it's a nothing ball. Trent is in the right position. He's just not deep enough for the first one. That isn't really. You know what? That isn't really a counter attack, and that's the concern.
That's more
is
massive.
It's quite direct. That is.
That's just a bit of a nothing.
Well, I'm not sure it's a nothing ball. It's a great. It's a fabulous.
worth.
It's a fantastic ball, and it's a fantastic run.
I think he's offside for what it's worth.
Yeah, I do as well. But it's right in that channel of Matip and Trent, quite literally in. It's a great ball, and it's a good finish as well. And Matip, he doesn't cover himself in glory. I think it's fair to say
Dangles
that.
a leg there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't cover himself in glory with that.
And Alisson beating near post on that one, which isn't great. I think Alisson's tried to predict him going across there, which is it's a thing, isn't it? Okie dokie. Next one. Ryan says Jones is proving we need Lavia / Andre ASAP. Is he?
He got done.
Yes and no for me.
Well, he got done for the goal, didn't he? I think the goal, he got spun like a bit of a... So maybe.
Yes and no. I said it during the half as a second goal. That he can't have that much space over there, by the way. The fact that Robertson sees danger and gets drawn to the danger and doesn't think about what that causes is the issue.
There's something there. I mean, just in terms of where Curtis Jones is coming back from.
To be fair to Robertson...
So Robertson's come from quite a natural high left-back position. I don't know.
I think it all starts at the turn in midfield.
That's the problem. That's where it stems from, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think at the point, I don't think seeing anything Curtis Jones does needs to prove one way or the other whether we need Lavia or not.
We do anyway.
Liverpool
need a DM.
Liverpool blatantly need a DM, and that was the thing Klopp was saying pre-match, wasn't it? Is that there is no proven six in the squad. No. There's no one proven six.
We know that, yeah.
And that's again, in situations like this, that is a concern.
Jones has done fine in moments that suit him. Where he does struggle is where he stood up 1v1 against sort of like a tricky... It's someone similar to himself. Yeah. If he's against himself, he's going to struggle because his instincts, his defensive qualities aren't quite there to do it.
I think Liverpool in possession, I think he's fine. And this is the point I made against Leicester at the weekend. When Liverpool are going to be playing against a team and they've got 65% possession, I don't think it really matters who your six is. No. I don't think you need a destroyer, because I think that we used to find this in the best of Liverpool. There were games we put Hendo back into the six over Fabinho because he just moved the ball quicker. Mm-hmm. And actually our more offensive team had Henderson in, not Fabinho. And you can see it in Curtis. I think he's got the skill set to be a decent in possession six for us. A couple of times where he's been pressed and they're trying to they're looking at him as a weak link. He's a pressing trigger as the ball coming to Kurt, and it's been a little on the edge once or twice, but actually his overall composure and his skill set and his close control has got him out of all kinds of situations, and he's moved the ball on and it's helped us build from there. So I think he's been okay, but the problem is, of course, is that I don't understand this while we're playing defensively enough to be able to go, this is definitely Matip, this is definitely the six. It strikes me that it's a lot of everyone. I'm just not sure everyone knows where they should be running when the ball breaks down in this area. Who runs where? We're very good in lots of things. You've seen it for years of it's not out of the ordinary to see Robbo crop out right back and Trent at left back, because when things break down from corners and set plays, well, that's well practiced. They'll just go into where they need to go in. I'm not sure we've quite got it yet when this does fall apart. Black and White YT says, I love it, put a telly on and there's just it's like having Sky Sports News on in a pub used to. Just watching you as they drift away to the adverts on the telly.
Watching the
goals.
Yeah, exactly. Black and White 1865 YT says we need a centre-back in defence, not Robbo. I'm not against selling him to fund getting a better suited player. Big shout from Black and White there. I think we'll naturally move away from him. At some point we're going to buy a left-footed centre-back in, I think, and it will naturally begin the end of Robbo. But I just...
Not yet.
It's not until we bought that
and
player.
You sell Simicast first and just keep Robbo as the other guy, wouldn't you?
I do agree on that one. Slightly more. Right, we're going to take a break before the second half. Keep your thoughts and comments coming in. And we'll talk through the best players before the second half kicks off. Yes, right, sound. I'll see you all soon. Bye. Hey, you, do you like incredible Liverpool memorabilia? Well, I've got a boss prize for you. It is this. It is a signed Kostas Tsimikas shirt, the man that won us the FA Cup. If you want to be in with a chance of winning this fabulous shirt, then go to redmenplus.com, sign up or upgrade to legend tier status, and your name will go in the prize draw for this. Yes, get a bit of Kostas in your life. Become a legend subscriber on redmenplus.com.
You could see he had ability, definitely.
The most skillful number 9 Liverpool have ever had.
He was part of one of the greatest teams Liverpool have ever put together.
A legend forever.
Gives everything for the fans and everything for the club.
Everyone to a person said, I love Bobby Firmino.
Great example of hard work, of dedication on and off the pitch.
He's one of them players, he does a lot of things for the team that goes unnoticed.
He's world class.
Já no CRB ele já era visto como uma promessa, mas ele decidiu ir para o futebol da Alemanha.
Hat Hoffenheim als das gesehen, was es ist, ein Ausbildungsverein, ein kleiner Verein, der für ihn den nächsten Schritt ermöglicht für die Seleção, für einen größeren Verein.
I knew sooner or later he will leave the club because he was definitely for something bigger.
You know, you fly across the world and all of a sudden we're signing this deal that would become incredible for the team.
Firmino had a quiet start at Liverpool.
When Jurgen first came in and seeing people don't realise how good he is.
The confidence was there, he knew the manager backed him, trusted him.
Bobby was the key that made that team work so well.
Champions League, European Super Cup, Club World Cup, Premier League in the space of 13 months.
He was right at the heart of everything.
Part of the team that brought the title back. That team will never be forgotten.
I'm going to be telling my kids and my grandkids about what Bobby Firmino did at Liverpool Football Club.
He'll be a big miss for everyone.
Hey, our brand new book has landed. It is Bobby Firmino, Best in the World, an A4 format, prestige, limited edition book featuring incredible insight into the life and times of a cop icon, taking it back to his days, his boyhood days in Brazil, his transfer to Hoffenheim, and a season-by-season guide to his time on Merseyside. Follow the story of Bobby Firmino, get great stats, insights, quotes. You're going to see fantastic photos from his times at the Reds and unique artwork from a whole host of incredible Liverpool artists as well. It is a very limited edition, limited run, one and done. Grab one while you can. We've even got a special author-signed edition available as well, and even more limited quantities. Head to redmenmerch.com. You are sure to be thrilled and marvel at this wonderful creation of ours. Yes, head to redmenmerch.com. Grab one today. Hey, yes, welcome back. It is the Watchalong. We are here while Liverpool are just preparing for the second half. I'm going to draw your attention, if you didn't watch the advert properly, to our phenomenal new book. I'm joined on the sofas by Ste and Dan, who contributed the lion's share of the written content to this.
Oh, don't mind me, I'm just reading our new Bobby Firmino Best in the World book.
The author-signed edition.
Available now at redmenmerch.com.
Who signed it? Who signed it?
Oh yeah, just the three authors. I'm just looking at this amazing content and graphics, amazing artwork. You just carry on doing the show while I look at this amazing book. Available right now on redmenmerch.com.
Yeah, it is a good read. I highly recommend it.
Does that count as product placement?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think it does. Do we have to nominate that? Yeah, go and grab one now while you can. They're selling really fast and it's going really well. I'm really pleased. The whole thing looks amazing. It's the first experience you used to have had of having a book.
It is, mate. Yeah,
it is, mate. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Oh, look, there's Ian there.
It's nice.
Nice, yes. Nice. My favourite part is the bit I wrote.
All of your parts are your favourite.
I'm the opposite,
parts.
you see. I don't like rereading my own work, and I wrote a lot, but I don't like rereading it.
I read yours as well, to be fair.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, mine's.
Sad, yeah. But if you're looking for a present,
yours is great, Dan.
If you're looking for a present for a Liverpool fan in your life, then go to redmenmerch.com and order Best in the World Bobby Firmino, our brand new book. It's a weighty, beautifully constructed tome that will be a perfect place on your mantelpiece, as you know, your variety of Liverpool collections, and if you want to give a gift to someone as well. If you want to give one away, if you're a good person, you can give one to someone as well. That'd be great. Right.
Sorry, but that quick. Incest, he hasn't made wholesale changes. Like he's brought subs on, but it hasn't been the all 11, which is mentioned before the minutes.
We got a few super chats. Just want to get one out which I missed earlier on, which was somewhere in my back of house. Kieran Orr asked if we can wish Danny Hartree-Smith a happy birthday. Our mod extraordinaire, happy birthday. I'm clapping you for, but well done. Well done for being the anniversary of your birth. Yeah, Danny's a
happy birthday, Danny.
Birthday. Yeah, happy birthday.
Danny's the best.
Have a boss day.
We're underway here again.
Should we try and figure out the team?
From right to left this time. Yeah, it's Luis Diaz on the left wing, which we saw straight off the bat there.
There's Canate for Matip, isn't it?
Jota Szoboszlai still on.
So's Robertson.
So Canate on for Matip. Right, we'll work that out.
McAllister stayed on.
We'll go through.
McAllister off.
He took it back on the knee, didn't he?
Szoboszlai, oh God, he nearly gave away a penalty there.
It's loose.
Limas arriving and smashes it over the bar.
Oh, yeah.
So,
it just came off on the bottom there. McAllister, Jota went off. Canate for Matip as well.
So, Gakpo off?
No.
But Nunes on. So, Nunes is centre forward?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he came on. He came on.
You got Canate, Diaz and Nunes on. Matip, McAllister
Gakpo's
and
playing
Jota.
midfield.
Okay. So Gakpo, Szoboszlai is still on. So Gakpo is in mid. Okay,
he's playing with McAllister.
Corner to Bayern. Jones still on.
Yeah.
I'll just go through this. In swinging corner, far side of the picture from Bayern. Alisson comes out, good strong punch on that one.
So it's Alisson's in goal. Trent, Canate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Jones, Szoboszlai and Gakpo. And then it's Nunes, Salah and Diaz.
Which side is Gakpo playing on, do we think?
Right.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Groovy, I can deal with that. Okay, Bayern have got it. Just
no idea to Bayern Munich made any subs, by the way. Let's just presume
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. I can't see the names on the numbers anyway, so it's fine.
When Oliver Kahn's in goal in a minute, we'll deal with that. But
yeah,
for
absolutely.
now.
Yeah, Bayern coming down that right-hand side and the game retreating with Liverpool closing the door. Just taking it, being again. It's so many similarities in how they're playing to how I've watched Liverpool play for years. Really patient in possession and build up, moving it from left to right, trying to create stretches and overloads. And Serge Gnabry's been the one who's profited most from it so far. There's some build up on the right hand side, little clipped ball to the back post, and I've managed to deal with that for the moment. And it is another corner. So yeah, I've got the lineup how I believe it is on screen here, Tom. If you want to go to it. Okay, I can sort that out.
Corner, I wonder if the plan was to keep McAllister on. We'll never know that. And to give Gakpo a go midfield.
No, I'm not.
You are.
How? What?
Chance here in behind.
Anyway.
Left
hand side,
right
Bayern Munich attacking.
Bad ball.
And it breaks down. Yeah.
They've changed
They've changed the keeper, definitely, yeah.
Their subs came up before on the bottom, but I was too busy.
It was a poor ball by that keeper as well, dear me.
Yeah, Liverpool fighting on the right hand side, and Bayern Munich, where did it come away? Striding through the middle of the park.
Ibu says nah, though.
Yeah.
Canate goes across.
He's coming back across the left back as well.
Yeah,
Ibu.
I'm not sure that's what you want to be doing there, Ibu. I know you've got a point to prove.
Now.
No, he did the right thing there, actually.
That's Ibu, though. That's just getting out and dealing with stuff. You don't get that from Joel.
Diaz. Give me.
There was Diaz, 1 foot.
Nunes. That wasn't a good ball.
Chase gets wrestled to the ground.
What a free kick.
He's going to pick up a free kick, yeah, absolutely. Okay, De Ligt on for Kim and
tell you what,
Kingsley Coman on for Leroy Sané.
And he changed the goalie.
Yeah, the goalie's definitely different. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
All right, in goal. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone sent super chats in. I'll get to them in a second as well.
Just hope McAllister, you're just praying.
It's just a knock.
You know what I mean? Remember Ibu in the last pre-season? No, he just banged his knee and then he missed about a month.
Against Strasbourg, wasn't he? Yeah. Got hammered in that game as well. It was terrible.
Free kick to Liverpool then, left-hand side, put 40 yards out from goal. Trent and Robbo over this one. Robbo's got his hand in the air. And he takes it. Great ball. Darwin Núñez with the header. Oh, he just couldn't direct towards goal.
Haven't got there. He has to do better.
Bayern Munich have not mastered that high line of free kicks. That's twice now. We've had like 4 men.
It was, again, I was talking about before. You normally have to do something clever to kind of
to beat the run, to stay on side. Having said that, these linesmen aren't giving offsides.
No,
so just go for it.
Bayern Munich might be confident in the fact that he might be offside, but that doesn't look great from their perspective.
I think he should have done better with the header once he got there.
He scored a couple of them last year as well, similar type headers.
Yeah, he's good in the air usually, but he kind of got that one all wrong.
Okay, Darwin Núñez again. Energetic pressing from him, just stands on the toes of Upamecano in doing so. Mike has it.
No?
Nah.
Upamecano, no.
What was it?
No.
Upamecano.
Up of Army Toe.
Terrible. Bayern attacking now, just into Liverpool territory.
Oh, Upamecano, no.
Shut up.
Done him
to get to the fullback.
He's done it.
He's done it. That is absolutely wonderful play.
Oh, God.
Just about managed
That
to
is the Van Dijk of old, by the way.
Yeah.
Just being in the right place. That perfect position. Yeah. Absolute perfect. Yeah. His mate's got absolutely rinsed and he was just like, right, I'll have to close this door over now.
I'll go over and sort this out.
You're in front of him.
Diaz. Yeah, game feels a little bit more ragged.
It's not over in there, by the way.
Sobersland Robertson again.
Nice
just that influx of pace down that right hand side.
He was in an alley there, wasn't he? He should have gone, but he's a great touch. But he should have gone back to Van Dijk and started again. Turned into a blind alley there. Oh, Robbo.
Sorry, I missed this one from Shane Almond earlier on. I was just talking about the McAllister situation. I'll just wait for this to come up as Bayern come down the left hand side. If McAllister comes off because of injury, get Trent as the 8th second half and bring Gomez on as right back fully and leave
I don't get the Trent as 8th thing, you know. I don't want him with his back to goal.
No, not me.
I don't think he plays as well.
I don't know if he's a 6 or an 8 personally.
If it's box to box, he is. He's got the pitch ahead of him, isn't he?
Yeah,
hasn't he?
Not enough, in my opinion.
Anyway, Curtis Jones. I mean, I'm not against the shout.
That's a terrible ball, that.
I mean, maybe he shouldn't be on it. That was horrendous.
Canate.
Just a ball into space, didn't look who was there.
Canate's been
lazy
very enthusiastic
in
in
his
his defending
well,
so far. He's out of position. The ball in behind and Alisson makes the save.
Is that not offside either?
Wasn't given. I don't think it was.
It's a knock-on impact though of Canate just being a little bit of like dog with a bone syndrome. He's done that twice now, where he's gone out for the initial one and then he's continued to go. Bayern are being very smart here.
I think he gets affronted when he doesn't deal with the first situations. He's like, well, I need to deal with it then.
Yeah, which might be a useful thing, but at the moment Bayern are such a canny team that they'll exploit opportunities with you.
He looked offside though again. If he wasn't, Liverpool are all over the show, but it came from Alexander-Arnold, just a nothing lazy ball into midfield.
Joshua Davis says, do you think we're in a better position now than last pre-season? I feel like we've got a lot more going forward. The defence in the 6th position isn't good. I mean the 6th, we are significantly weaker in the 6th department. We just are. We've sold our our first and second choice,
and the third one's injured.
Yeah.
I'm more happy with the 8th obviously and the attack for definite, because you had Gakpo in.
Well, I said this last.
Effectively, you got Gakpo ahead of Firmino, haven't you? Compared to where we were this time last year.
Yeah.
So which is an upgrade at this point in his career. So.
Yeah, all the money that we spent on the rebuild last summer, we're getting it out on the pitch now. You know, we spent, best part of 200, not quite, maybe 150, 160 million pounds on Gakpo, Núñez and Diaz, and we're actually been able to use them pre-season. They've all looked sharp in different ways. But I agree. I think again, it's just
nice. Go on, Darwin, go on. You away. Stand.
Soberslide, that wasn't it?
Soberslide did really well there to get away.
It's a foul. Has to be a foul.
Yeah, don't do that in a friendly, lad.
Kingsley Coman remonstrates, but he's just been pulled back and
it's a nail on yellow in a competitive game.
And I'm pretty sure Dom Soberslide knows. I'm sure Soberslide knows English, because I'm pretty sure he said, "What the fuck."
His English is really good. His English is really good. Yeah.
You know, he's even got a swear words now. He grabbed him by like the
Fuck's a great swear word. It's the one that every footballer, in fact, actually even southern people coming to the north of England, it's because the northern pronunciation of fuck is the best. It's the best swear word. All Cockneys lose it because fuck is crap. It's just not got the same guttural power to it.
Yeah, you need emphasis on that. You.
Liverpool throwing high on the left hand side. Andy Robertson. Oh, Diaz is in behind. He chooses to just bring it back. Dances on it. He's just left the 18 yards. Great support from Robertson. Can he pick out a cross? He went near post. Well read. Diaz again. Little drops of the shoulder.
Doesn't really go anywhere.
He needs someone to pass the ball to, and it goes back to Curtis Jones. I mean, that's the slight concern. This is where if it breaks down, Trent played it through. Nunes.
That wasn't great by Darwin.
All right, claims the ball. Yeah, but I think those are situations when Curtis Jones is supporting on the left wing. I'm not sure that's part of the job description for playing in the 6 for us.
I don't know, because Fab did do that. It's just brave, isn't it? You've got to accept the fact that you've got to be brave sometimes. That's great.
Well done. Curtis Jones wins it back. Needs a pass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just keeps it simple. Goes to Gakpo.
Nice.
Someone's like, one more if you can. No, he goes for goal.
That had to go to Diaz.
Didn't quite get it out from under his feet.
It had to go to Diaz.
And instead, he just kicked it straight down the goalie's throat with zero power.
It was a great Liverpool move.
Ooh,
be careful there.
Curtis, his man just got taken out there and he actually goes through.
Someone.
Gakpo.
Yeah, Gakpo
took that bad. That's naughty in a friendly, that by Gakpo. And it sent Davies flying into Curtis.
Oh, look at that one. Cody just comes across, tries to get a little toe on the ball, doesn't he? And misses it. Curtis
that could have been horrendous for Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
That could have been horrendous for Curtis Jones.
This is great build-up, by the way, though, in the chance earlier. The lovely little give and goes.
He didn't even see him, in hindsight, he didn't even know.
Yeah. Don't think he was interested. I think 20 yards out, centre of the goal, I think he was always getting out of his feet and having a go. he braced himself
almost for it. He kind of went with it.
He knew it was coming, yeah.
Because the fella fell right at his knees.
He watched it unfold, didn't he? I think he knew it was...
Darwin giving chase to Upamecano, goes back to the goalkeeper. He's going to close him down aggressively. Oh, nearly got there. Keeper did just enough to move the ball on before losing possession.
God, he's lying in.
Yeah, and Liverpool give away free references play on.
We have tried to be a bit more tactical foul-y, if that for lack of a better phrase. I'm right with it. I'm saying we definitely do every time we are doing it.
And we didn't do it enough last year. Yeah. Even Fabinho, who should have been the one, he didn't do it anywhere near enough.
Trent's just tried to get Davies with him, and he didn't. But
that's all.
Well, he did.
Well, that's the point. Is that that's all part and parcel of it. If we're weak in transition, the counter attacks, take a few tactical fouls.
The Fernandinho approach.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of the game, isn't it? Ash with the super chat. Ibu played only 11 Premier League appearances in 21-22. Need right centre back cover, left centre back to compete with Robbo, and 2 DMs. A 19-year-old can't man the midfield himself.
We're not going to buy 2 centre backs, so that's just not going to happen.
Yeah. No. I agree with that. We need one.
What's the ball?
In behind. There's a little bit too unselfish there.
Van Dijk again.
Good defending from Virgil.
He's fouled his man out.
I don't think he fouled him.
He's hurt his man.
Ball. Shot.
Got for goal, and Alisson comfortably claims it and sends it quick and out, but he's not falling over, so it's not going to lead to a goal scoring opportunity directly. Darwin, he just looked like he had the better of Upamecano for a second there, and then the defender managed to
That's one thing Upamecano has got, though. He is very physical. Like, it's going to be hard to bully him off the ball. And Darwin isn't as cute as Salah is. Another foul by us. We are being very aggressive. Kick the ball away.
Yeah, and Klopp is fuming at someone there.
Yeah, I'm not sure happy with that, was he? Well, Jürgen always kicks off when friendlies get aggressive, so I wonder if he's having a bit of a moment on his own players. I don't know. Like he tends to always have something to say when that happens.
Oh, that's late.
Even that, wasn't it?
Just let him know, won't he? Let him know.
Yeah, it has a much gnarlier game of football here. Liverpool doesn't feel like we've really gotten to grips with the game since the changes.
I wonder whether that competitiveness will play into the subs we make or don't make as well, because you really want to throw a Bobby Clark and a Ben Doak. If they don't make changes and it stays as strong as this, do you want to put them into this?
Yeah, it's interesting. Yes, so that you're not getting anyone important.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Oh, be careful.
Oh, silly ball. Van Dijk forced to go and defend.
was that?
He will be flipping there. Was it Trent?
Again, he's done a couple of those, Alexander-Arnold.
Not looking, just into spaces where he thinks Liverpool players are going to be.
Let's have a little look. He wins it back and then just
Yeah,
a very casual.
Blind pass.
It's
That.
not. That's a nothing ball. That has to go out for a throw-in.
Step over and go the other way.
Or go to your goalie at worst. That can't go
Goalie's
there.
a risk as well.
It's a big test for Liverpool, isn't it?
Like
They're
a
under
water break, isn't
pressure
it?
here.
Yeah, another break.
Or is it just a subs break maybe for them?
Let's see. But yeah, big test of character for Liverpool, this one. You know, it's Bayern Munich have definitely, I think, been the better possession side. They've had the lion's share of the game. It's Gomez and Elliott about to make their way onto the pitch. What would you guess they're doing here?
I think Kurt might go off.
Van
Trent
Dijk?
might go into the 6. That'd be my guess, and Gomez at right back.
I think it'll be Trent off and Gakpo off.
Like for like then.
Maybe Szoboszlai.
Gakpo or Szoboszlai for Elliott seems a no-brainer, but it's what they do with Curtis Jones.
Well, I'll just take him off.
Go Trent in the 6.
Gomez will be playing
right
for Trent. Yeah,
Tsimikas does the inverted stuff.
Yeah, that makes more sense now we've seen him. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Jürgen's happy with something.
Does he want the change?
Calm down, Gaffer.
Now? Oh no, he's taking it very seriously.
You don't want to wait. Are you waiting for the corners or are you doing it now? Yeah,
No, doing it now. Gakpo.
Okay, so we imagine Tsimikas for Robertson.
Yeah, Gakpo goes off and
Gakpo for Elliott.
Yeah.
It's Alexander-Arnold for Gomez, yeah.
So we're switching to the defensive structure.
Inverted left back.
Yeah, that we had prior to that. So Gomez, Tsimikas and Elliott on the pitch. Okay, cool. So
you might not see the Dokes and the Clarks, you might.
That's what I mean, because of the way the game
not
is.
Not even general, just in terms of getting the minutes into with all due respect, the lads who've got a chance of playing against Chelsea.
And if you do see him, it might be 5-10 minutes at the end, perhaps, as opposed to the half an hour or 45s.
Just if they're worried about Mo Salah.
The deep in swinging corner, Alisson gets up again. Not quite as strong a punch.
He did well there.
Yeah,
he's done well
on it.
In general from corners.
Diaz dancing on the dead ball line, can only clear it away to Kingsley Coman, who plays that ball through. Bayern have got men in attack, men in behind, little reverse ball.
That was offside.
He's give it this time.
Kostas deals with it. Again, we need to get on possession, of the football first and foremost. But how does Tsimikas do this now? Because he wasn't quite. He was definitely inverted at the weekend, but not quite as much as he has been previously.
You know what he is now.
Yeah.
He's playing centre-mid.
It's. I don't see how that suits him in any way, shape, or form.
He's just a good passer of the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the thing he's best at. His technique's actually really good. Just decision making that's not ideal for me. Usually.
In there, I don't know.
I think that's his best attitude. His technical ability on the ball.
His set pieces might be his best.
Well,
actual attribute.
That's it. He's a good kicker of the football. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, basically.
Harvey Elliott presses, wins
it,
does really well. Sends Salah away. Well done, Harvey Elliott. Salah now cuts inside. Elliott outside. Goes behind. For Darwin Núñez tries to chip it up. Just
he went for the Cody Gakpo Man United goal. That was the move.
I think he was.
That was the Salah ball. Exactly the same thing. It's gorgeous by Salah, but it's a hard finish.
From that angle as well. He's onside. Like he should try and smash it across.
That's a hard finish. He's gone back to goal. That's the right idea.
Yeah. To generate power's hard, but I just wonder whether that's one where you gamble. Go try and put it, whether it's a cross or a shot.
Chance.
Salah nearly picked up the ball on the edge of the box there. Bayern play it out. Yeah, you gamble just by powering it across goal.
I think so.
The keeper palms it. Someone can maybe follow in.
Just generating that power on the facing the wrong way.
The keeper didn't commit that with David De Gea one. He committed, so Gakpo could get the little dink out.
Diaz has got 3 men on him.
3 then away, all 3 of them.
Now they're all tearing towards Virgil van Dijk's position on the pitch. And Liverpool keep the door shut, ball cut back.
There he is again, by the way. Oi, hello. There he goes again, closing doors.
Yeah. Free kick to Liverpool.
Again, that was excellent by Van Dijk. It's mad because all the praise of Virgil, and he obviously deserves every part of it. That's the part of the game he's best at. His positional play on that front post is immaculate. It always, and when he was at his worst last year, that had gone.
Yeah.
And we just look miles worse.
The big strength of this game is big passes. Mohamed Salah's in behind. Can he hold it off? Can he find a man? He can. It's Darwin. It's just behind him. Just got took out there. probably a fair tackle all told.
Yeah, I think he got his body in the right position and Nunes didn't.
I'm amazed Mo Salah passed that.
Behind him as well, wasn't it?
Good ball, is it?
No, yeah.
You're right, though. It was a Virgil long ball again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great pass.
Yeah.
He's been Liverpool's best player.
And behind Simicast now.
Yeah, Coman on that right-hand side, up 1-on-1 versus Costa Simicast. He's got support, no one's really got over. He's totally... Did he leave that on purpose?
No.
Gomez at the back post, heads it down. Harvey can't quite cook it clear. Liverpool need to be wary here. They got decent numbers back.
Got every single player back.
Yeah. Gomez goes across the left wing, gets megged for his troubles. Bayern come inside, little give and go. Elliott back defending. Yeah, he hammers it over his head and clear. Oh, touch and a half from Salah. But then, under intense pressure, loses that, and Liverpool eventually
I loved Elliott there tracking that run, because that was at the start of last season. That was the thing that he was most criticised for on that right-hand side. Remember when we kept getting caught, him and Trent were getting caught out time and time again, because nobody tracked the run. I thought it was interesting there that Elliott went all the way with that, which you've got to. And Liverpool won't be disappointed that Alphonso Davies has gone off, by the way. They've made a lot of changes there.
Goretzka's on, yeah. Gravenberch is on. Be interesting to get a little look at him. I did have a positive theory that Liverpool come away from this tour with at least one Bayern Munich player.
Just get on the same play on the way.
It's a great switch.
Salah, Elliott's going outside him. Is he going to use him? No, he's gone inside to Diaz. Diaz, great touch! Oh, what a goal!
Wow.
What a goal!
That touch.
That first touch was excellent.
Fabulous football from Liverpool.
Yeah,
Mohamed Salah tearing away down that right-hand side. Elliott made a great dummy run. Salah cuts inside to Diaz. Inside. His first touch is sublime to take it clear of the man, and then he powers the finish home.
Great goal from Liverpool. Diaz starts that move. That's his pass.
Yeah.
And he follows it all the way in. Brilliant by Salah. You're right to credit Elliott's dummy run. That first touch is amazing. Where all the defender can do is either foul him or not do anything.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant first touch. Who is it? He's just look at that. All he can do, 44 there, is either foul him or that.
Yeah.
And I think the main thing with Diaz, and I think we've all said it, Paul, is can he get the numbers? And he was starting to get them at the start of last season. That just shows you he can, because that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
That's a wonderful goal. The first touch is just out of this world.
These are the situations in all this, by the way, as we take a little cooling break. We always say, caveat it with, it's only pre-season. You caveat it with, this is the opposition. Well, he's doing this against Bayern Munich, which is another step up. It's one thing to do it against second-tier Bundesliga sides when you're getting loads of freedom and dropping the shoulders. You're thinking you're never getting that in the Premier League, but actually that was first class. The awareness, the pace, again the skill and touch to get hold of it. Really, 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 really well taken goal.
It was mad that he started it, and I've always questioned with Diaz, I don't know if you're saying that, it's like, does he really want to score? No, that might sound mad, but that pass on it, and then he goes like that shows you.
Does he want to get in the box? Is the
problem?
That's
a better way of putting it. Of course, he wants to score. He's a fucking footballer, but do you know do I want to get myself in the mix? Because I've always saw him as a winger who wants to stay wide. And then when he cuts in, it's with the ball. Yeah. Do you want to get yourself in there without the ball? And he showed exactly that. That was an excellent goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Regan with the super chat. It's nice to see Verge playing back at his best.
Yeah, he's been our best player.
I agree with that one. Really agree. Yeah. He's actually looked like he really wants it. Like you know, he can be quite. He's just a casual footballer, and that's not big. Like casualness gets mistaken sometimes for like laziness or whatever. We see that he's not. He's so good. He just exudes calm. He's not a frantic footballer. He's not all arms and elbows and knees, which Matip is at times. But he looks like he's just taking this really seriously. Like he's pissed off when Liverpool aren't comfortably having the ball down the other end of the pitch.
Yeah. And rightfully so. That was another criticism last season, wasn't it? When we were sort of backs against the wall and getting beat week in, week out, we were saying they don't like the care enough. So it's good to see that he clearly does. Friendly.
You think back to James Milner bollocking him at United.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking get out. You know that
100%. Yeah. The Sancho goal. Yeah.
This game, I like that. Virgil's done that better than anything. His positional play's been top class.
Yeah. And it does, we said that most of this half Liverpool are really struggling, but actually Bayern finally made their changes, and it's upset a little bit of what they've made the mass changes. They've lost a little bit of fluidity as a result, and our team feels like they're starting to get it. I think Harvey Elliott's actually been a really good addition.
Also, mate, like you say, Liverpool struggled. Alisson has had to make a save.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Liverpool defended all right in the end. They've given the ball away too cheaply, and again they've just done the same. And that's where the transition issues have been again.
Elliott's gone back and cleaned up again. Well done.
Well, like again, in general play we defend well. It's been in transitions where we look a little bit iffy.
Yeah.
But again, you're right there. Harvey just tracked another run, which is. That is the part of his game he needed to improve to get in the team, is the defensive. And it's weird because Klopp says that, don't he? You key into my team is how you defend. That's how you get in the team.
Yeah.
And he's shown a couple of times already, you know. Just like
he's done bright work at both ends of the pitch now, Elliot. That's two or three times he's actually defended in his own 18-yard box, and he's right up there for the attack. For the
his
goal
run
as well.
definitely creates a bit of space and panic and confusion.
Yeah, it does. 100%. That's it.
Salah, fucking...
Yeah, Mohamed Salah on the press again.
He's just a different gravy, isn't he?
Ulreich sends it long, goes out of play. It's a brave.
That's staying.
Yeah, by Costa Tsimikas.
I was going to say, I thought he'd let that play on. He headed it from the technical area.
Liverpool get the throw in despite Costa's best effort to keep it in. Liverpool throwing midway inside Bayern Munich's half. He's gone down the channel to Diaz, chest controls, was pulled to the ground, it looked like, but in doing so, he kicked the ball out and the referee says no. Bayern Munich throw. Sound. Good to see a little spike in viewership if you found out that Liverpool have scored, by the way, everyone. Well done, welcome aboard. Drop a like on the stream if you haven't done so already, it all helps. Ulreich's got it. Oh, he's not happy with the ball there. He's just volleyed it straight out. Looked like he was trying to pass it to Jurgen Klopp there. Not a very good pass either. Kostas will take it. 71 minutes played in this game. Feel it's just
Bayern's wholesale changes have now come. Interesting. We have changed a lot. We've changed quite a few, 6 or 7 of them. But I think this is when you talk about our squad. I think the fact that you can see who we bring off the bench. The squad isn't that bad. Yeah. It's just like there's an area or two where it needs to improve. Yeah. But when you can bring on Diaz, Elliott, Tsimikas, Gomez, they're not, and listen, I'm not a massive fan of some of those players, but they're good enough squad players, you know what I mean?
Yeah, more than good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just, obviously Darwin, but it's just that there's 1 or 2 areas that need work. And
it's, again, most obviously the 6, because we're just missing at least a footballer, bare minimum, a one professional defensive midfielder, ideally 2. But the defence thing, I agree that our squad needs another defender. It needs Quanta to be a Premier League ready footballer. I think that's how far we are away from the defence minimum. But also, we've still. I mean, I see my Matip playing and Gomez coming on. When everyone's fit, it's all right. Can they stay fit? I appreciate this. We've been having this argument for years now. And it's always the thing that undoes us at this time of year.
Nice. Tsimikas.
But we've got 3 games of football to play in August before the transfer window shuts.
Nearly.
So I was nearly in. Yeah, you're right. What I would say is that the issue I've got with the defence now is that Matip doesn't look like he can play in this system.
No.
The system is at odds with the personnel we've got in at that position.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But Matip, like if Liverpool went back to a 4-4-3, sorry, 4-3-3. 4-4-3 would be helpful. 4-3-3.
Yeah. I've got the midfielders for it.
Yeah. But then I think Matip will be all right. It's this asking him to do this job is what worries you.
Yeah.
I'd almost rather Matip be Virgil's understudy.
Well, that's what he's been.
I know.
That's what he's been this pre-season. Today he wasn't for the first time. He was back to playing.
And it didn't look right.
Canate's understudy.
I would have liked to have seen Joe Gomez have a go and just see how he looked. Canate's obviously first choice, but whoever's on that right-hand side, especially if Alexander-Arnold's playing, you've got to have that mobility.
It's the fact that we've persisted with flipping the fullback inversion fullback thing to Kostas Tsimikas is an odd one, and how much that will persist when we've got Thiago and Bacchetti back. They're the only and again and a proper DM maybe, but that's interesting, isn't it? Because like why? It's because that Gomez is a big part of that as well. Because I think actually this position really suits Joe Gomez.
Yeah, it does.
When he's playing effectively as a right back for us.
Yeah.
When he's playing the Ben White role, that's basically what he's doing when Liverpool play like this. When Arsenal plays Zinchenko as the inverted a left back, this is how Ben White plays for Arsenal, which I think it does suit them. Ball in behind. They've gone for save. They've held on for offside there. It didn't come.
Weak finish, wasn't it, in the end as well?
I'm sure he was offside.
I don't think he
was.
That's
3.
More than I was going to say, Barson.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
More subs, let's see. Oh, you can't have
doing the build up.
What are you meant to see with that camera angle?
They slowed it down like they would to see if it was offside.
Wasn't even in the frame.
Super close up.
Offside.
You can just see the earlobe of the guy in the attack in there.
Now Liverpool are making some of the changes. The rest of them are going off now.
Off.
They're all going. Here's Liverpool getting young now.
Wow. Clark, McConnell,
all four.
Kwanzaa, all coming on for Liverpool.
What I would say now is, mate, this result could be anything.
Anything could
happen.
And
it doesn't matter at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With all due respect to the lads coming on, we can't expect too much of them at this point in time, but you're right.
Well, this is the...
Liverpool are getting very young all of a sudden now. Kwanzaa, Doak, McConnell, Clark.
So Doak, you guess Salah, right?
Doak for Salah, yeah.
McConnell will come on for Jones.
Yeah.
Van Dijk.
Kwanzaa, Virgil van Dijk.
And Szoboszlai went off for
Clark. Bobby Clark.
Super.
Excuse me. Liverpool are very young now. Kwanzaa's going to play the Van Dijk version of this role now.
Yeah.
Well, he is.
He is. No, he's definitely
playing central.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's. No, he's playing left of the. He's playing left of the back today, isn't he?
Yeah, effectively. Yeah.
That's where he's been playing.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to have seen Joe Gomez. Sorry, going back to giving a go today from the start. Actually, in that role of
the massive.
The effectively Trent's fucking mopper upper. Like, so I just don't think Matt. Well, I think we saw, and with all due respect, you're not going to come up with that many players who are Serge Gnabry, but there's a lot of pacey left wingers in the.
And that's where we got under all season.
All season long, and listen, Konate plays, of course, but if he's not fit and available, I think Gomez. I've always wondered about the lack of aggression, but he's at least got the physical pace to get over there.
He suits that role.
It's odd that they've never used him there because
so weird.
It looks like that'd be perfect for him.
He plays right back a bit. He plays centre half. He's quick. He's physical.
Yeah.
And that's just what you want.
Even in that game against Southampton, last game of the season, Matic was still doing it, and it was all.
A few games, Leeds. It's weird.
Well, that's why again in pre-season Gomez has played consistently as the right centre half, hasn't he?
It's been odd.
Which I think is I think really does suit his skill set. I agree the Konate role suits his skill set too. But I get the Van Dijk understudy thing too, because he's quite composed and he's quite good on the ball as well.
Don't know if he reads the game well enough to be that though. That's my issue there.
That's offside.
He's not physical enough for presence, perhaps. As
well. I've got a theory that Liverpool in the Europa League will be
left
inverted left hand side. It'll be Kostas's game. It'll be this. This will be the back. Well, not Kwanzaa. It would be this back.
Do you not think it'd be Conor Bradley doing it instead of Trent from the right?
No,
maybe?
I think it would be this.
Go to this.
Again, Simicast is a senior international football. I mean, not that Conor Bradley's not an international footballer, I guess, but yeah. Again, flexibility is vital.
Yeah.
Because we've learned the rigidity thing is fine, but even people remember it wrong. When we win the league, we've got like 2 or 3 formations. The 18-19, we've got 2 or 3 formations we moved throughout during the season, just to kind of freshen us up.
Ben Doak, go on.
Ben Doak smoked this man, and here he goes, motoring down the right wing. Ben Doak, he's got 3 in the box. He cuts it back to Clark. Oh, the keeper spilled in, and he's managed to claw it before it crosses the line. Whew.
You don't love about Ben Doak, right? He runs like
a fucking freight train.
No, what's his name? He runs like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. Straight elbows.
So good.
Yeah.
Turns his man there.
It's a lovely pass.
It's a good option too.
It's good by Clark as well. It's unlucky.
Yeah, strong strike from Clark. He'll be disappointed not
to
finish.
He should have found a corner. He should have found a corner maybe.
That's difficult.
Yeah,
he's got a really clean striking technique. Actually,
you can tell Jürgen loves. Yeah, you can tell Jürgen loves Ben Doak.
Yeah, he loves him.
It is the elbow. Do you get what I mean? He pumps those arms, doesn't he? Like he really goes. Yeah. James Bond runs like that.
Yeah, Michael Johnson.
Yeah,
straight back.
He gives it the beans with the elbows, doesn't he?
It does. Yeah, to come back to it, I mean, Konate, he's boss. He's perfect for it. Doesn't play 10 games on the spin.
Yeah,
he doesn't do it. So the conversation we're having about who's the alternative is the most valid conversation in the world.
Yeah, it's just that thing, though, innit? Of if you have to buy someone, you do because you own Gomez. he does give you a bit of flexibility. It just comes back to his quants. His quants are good enough. Oh Christ! That got wasn't caught in the wind because it won't be like.
Maybe.
I don't know. That was
felt like he should have came.
It was Alisson's ball, didn't it? I think Joe Gomez thought it was Alisson's ball as well.
Dropped in the 18-yard box, and Bayern couldn't capitalise on that one.
Yeah, there must be. Okay, there's obviously a reason why he hasn't used Gomez, but
I wonder what that is. I wonder what that is about him that's put them off using him in that role. Because everyone you speak to, and I mean everyone, to a man, woman or child, goes, oh yeah, that suits Joe Gomez. It should just be him behind Canate, but it never is.
I don't know. Is there a thing to like convince him, making Matip realise that he's not right, and like trying to force him towards asking for a transfer or something? Yeah.
Go and do it against Bayern and watch what happens.
Yeah, it is. It's unusual, isn't it? It's so hard. Honestly, it doesn't. It requires more thinking than I've ever had when I try to work out who's playing where and what does that mean in our defensive structure. Ball. Alisson beats it away and it drops and it's a goal for Bayern Munich. Alisson's fuming with himself there, but yeah, it was a curled in free kick. They got the first header. Alisson could only sort of push it away really, and then they do manage to turn it in eventually.
Yeah, disappointing.
Let's just see it.
He's offside.
Is he?
It's close.
This is what happened. We had a very small team out here as well, didn't we? And that didn't help.
Yeah. Gets ahead of his man.
Alisson will not be happy with that.
Yeah, that's shite by Alisson.
That's just, it's so weak. Oh God, that's not a good watch.
I think he would have caught that.
Yeah.
He could have caught it, and if he doesn't, up and away. Not straight back out onto the pen spot.
That's the right thing and appeal for offside, because why not? Yeah.
I thought he was offside, but again, I saw half a replay.
Yeah, don't like that.
Okay, he's from Alisson.
It's poor. Anyway.
Neil O'Callaghan.
Well done.
Come on. Back on the left-hand side. Costa Simicas. Bobby Clark hasn't really got the numbers ahead of him. Smart play to cut inside and maintain possession well.
Lucky lad.
And buys a throw for Liverpool. I don't want to be a downer, but it really shows the lack of quality numbers in the middle of the park, especially in DM, is going to cause LFC to struggle this season. How are we so unprepared? Well, again, I keep coming back to it. What Neil's saying there is right. Right here and now, we are absolutely short on numbers in the DM.
You have bid for one. Maybe two.
Bid for two. Yeah.
Again.
Cross comes
in.
Who was that?
McConnell getting back.
Tidy's up there. Good defensive header.
Great touch.
Diaz. Paul to the floor there.
Look at that.
The referee says play on.
Wow.
Really done with a free kick just to take the pressure off there. And then sorry, Neil, the difference is this Liverpool are going to struggle this season is it's the statement of it all. If
you continue with Curtis Jones DM all season, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to buy someone, aren't they? That's the thing. What? And they're not unprepared.
Bento is so good.
Oh, be careful. Be careful, though.
He's done well again.
Really well. Elliott, Clark in the Liverpool half coming forward with it.
They didn't want to lose.
The reason we are prepared is because we lost two players we weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But the thing is, to expand on Neil's point, which I agree with, which he's not said, but to add my own spin, we chose to sell Fabinho and Henderson, and we've left ourselves in this situation.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Now, again, it's player power all told, isn't it? You know, I don't think you can afford to turn 40 million down for Fabinho, but we see this every time you sell a player before you buy their replacement. You'd always have problems. I can't think of loads of scenarios where people have been sold and then the players you've bought in, it's never quite the right direction of travel.
I think, like I say, at this moment in time, I would. They're going to buy a DM. They're not just not going to buy one.
It's a great ball.
Diaz.
Come on, Louis.
Diaz. Great cutback. Darwin. The keeper did brilliantly there. Got down low. How has he kept that out?
It's a bad miss.
He was a good left foot first time, maybe. Tries to take too many touches and he hasn't got the time for that.
He has to score there, mate.
Just can't quite get it under the keeper.
Never seen much of Darwin, have we? He's been quiet as well.
Yeah, he has.
It was excellent by Diaz again.
And Clark, by the way, just started as well. Lovely ball.
Great football from Liverpool again at this point. Heavy changes from both sides, but
I think Bobby Clark, when he's going to go out on loan to the Championship, he's going to have a really good season there.
Yeah, he
looks like a good player.
Start him. I mean, the challenge for him is that he's got to be better than Harry Wilson You know what I mean? Like that. There's a benchmark for footballers. It's very hard to determine who's good enough and who's not. Like Harry Wilson's clearly good enough to have a decent Premier League and international career, but never quite had whatever that final step was to be a Liverpool player. But I mean, he's only 18. He's still got growing in him as well.
I think he's going to go to Preston. I think he'll do that.
That'll be an interesting year for him. Right, super chat from
Bento.
Oh, lucky press.
He is rapid.
Basil Funky in the comments.
Well done. He's earned that.
Porky. Headaches for Klopp in choosing the front three for this season. Also happy to see that about 90% of the goals in pre-season come from frontline combinations.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. That's what we've got no idea. And this actually first half team throws a little bit more doubt into our thinking on this because Gakpo was brilliant, leading the line.
Maybe horses for courses. How much Jürgen gives a fuck about the opposition? Like if there's certain oppositions, you play certain ones against others. You just look at. There's a million different ways. Again, it is nice because the only certainty is that Mo Salah plays.
Yeah.
The rest of it is very much up in the air.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And you could sit here and make an argument for any of it. Any combination of the others.
And he's got Bento bursting ahead of him. Darwin Núñez cuts inside. He's got a lot of Bayern Munich players around him. Hands it off to Clark to Diaz. Diaz on the corner of the box. Gives it back to Clark.
He's still onside, which is something.
I don't think the linesman. I don't think there's been a single offside in this game.
That ends the pitch. That fella just hasn't put his flag up.
It's just space now. Good.
Clance has got it. Harvey Elliott now. Oh gosh, that's a big old pass back to Canal. Joe Gomez is in behind on the right.
Must be sweaty. He was only half an hour and he's so good.
Great little ball down the corner.
Come on. Go. Gomez tried to get him. Doak's going to keep it in play. Has he won a corner ball? Well done. Corner to Liverpool. Finally,
not convinced that was a corner.
No, I wasn't.
But you'll take it.
I wasn't either. Like,
he's great, isn't he? I love him. There's just something about having a player with that kind of electric pace, and just they can turn something into pick up stuff out of nothing. Like Salah's first couple of seasons where we were just pinging stuff to him and he was racing away. Yeah.
Did you know there's a penalty shootout if this is a draw?
Really?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Costas in swinger.
Go.
Why wasn't I informed of this?
Should you be?
No plans.
I mean,
not watching a penalty shootout.
No, I mean, maybe that's how. Well, last year there was pen shootouts even if the game was won.
Yeah, they did that.
Diaz,
in America.
Diaz, lovely skill. I mean, he's going nowhere, but he's absolutely embarrassing every Bayern Munich player, and then he gives it away.
The absolute definition of
well done.
Great tackle from McConnell.
All fair coat, no knickers. That was it.
Who didn't like it? Klopp. I thought he won the ball.
Who's gone down there?
Coleman.
Let's see this again. I'm sure he wins the ball.
No, he
doesn't.
No, he kicks the foot off the man.
Yeah, it's a foul.
Good, love it.
Sorry, Kingsley.
Yeah, good. It's not been a game without incident, has it? It's been good fun. Bayern just playing out there. I'd like to see Darwin just grab a late smasher.
He should have scored.
Should have scored.
Yeah, they've not really shown that one back, have they?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot. Sounds like one of the Toffee TV lads just copying me.
Copy you had.
Another sicko in the baggo. Long ball over the top.
Yeah, Gomez judges it.
You've just seen their squad for the season.
Harvey Elliott, lovely skill from
just
Harvey Elliott there. And he's going to
career.
spray the pass to Joe Gomez, motoring down that right wing.
Wish it was
brings it into control, cuts it back. It's just behind Darwin Núñez. Hell of a ball from Elliott. Great run from Joe Gomez.
Harvey Elliott's had a boss little cameo here, by the way.
Really
he's been superb.
Tell you what, you forget how quick Joe Gomez is. Yeah. Like when he opens the legs, he goes, doesn't he? But it isn't actually the worst ball.
It's not a bad ball at all.
The issue with Darwin's run is that he goes for the near post run, which is fine. But the second Gomez takes that extra touch, he's out the game.
Yeah.
It just a miscommunication.
It's not a well-practiced manoeuvre, that one.
Yeah, they're not exactly...
But good. I mean, functionally, we said this about Gomez before. We had this conversation like in the League Cup
season
before last.
Gomez
is not great when he gets into the final third, and then I think he put a peeler of a cross in for a goal. We scored like Norwich or Preston or whatever.
Jota against Norwich.
Yeah. I like him. I like him at right back, but we shall see. You've been sick? Nah. Okay, sad. Almost. Doing the Ashley Young review show.
Just saw that they might be trying to sign fucking Michael Antonio on a free.
Be a hell of a signing for them.
Oh,
ball in behind. It's the chance for Bayern to win it. No, it's missed everyone.
Nice.
Harvey Elliott comes away with it. Well done again, Harvey Elliott.
Come on, little counter attack here.
Across the 6 yards box.
Last minute of normal time.
Switches your ball. One more.
Diaz knocks it back. Elliott. There we go.
Have a little run on him, Ben.
Go on, Bento.
You'll do him. You'll do him.
He lost it and still manages to come away with it. Bento.
Go on, Ben. Pull.
Bento, can you find anyone? He's inside. He's still going. He crossed it to Darwin. Oh, no. He powered it at throat height towards Darwin Núñez with his left foot.
Nightmare the pass in the end.
How on earth he came away with that ball? Jesus Christ. It should have gone there. I suppose Bayern have done a good job of cutting off all the passes.
Oh, the options.
He knew the second he hit it, he went, that was a cross shot all day long, that wasn't it? Halfway between bending it top in and then curling it towards...
I don't know how Bayern didn't score.
I know, yeah.
You are right, it's like, deal with this one on your throat, Darwin.
Yeah, it's a terrible ball.
I think he just panicked.
4 minutes.
Why do we need stoppage time, lad?
They're taking this, they're treating this like a proper game here, aren't they? Apart from the fact that there's going to be a penalty shootout at the end of it.
Behind though.
Yeah, there's a chance. Bayern Munich go for goal. Oh, they've scored an absolute screamer, and that is that.
That is.
Oh.
Wow, good finish.
The appreciative sounds.
Wow, look at his face. He can't believe he's done that.
He doesn't know how he's done it. Look at him.
He is in shock.
He's absolutely stunned. What a goal that is. Christ almighty. Who is he?
Some kid. I don't know.
He looks like he can't believe he's just done that.
Yeah.
Did he won a competition to be on the pitch?
Yeah,
like
some child's just scored a screamer past Alisson.
Wolf, get in.
That is unsavable.
Is he offside again? I don't know.
Oh, quite possibly. He's got him behind there, and he's just taken one touch and then left foot. It sat up and it just looped over Alisson into the top bin.
Let's see. Just don't show the replays of the offsides, do they? The timing of the run.
Oh, hey.
It's a great finish.
It's a hell of a finish. What a goal that is. Christ almighty. I still don't know who it is.
He's very young.
Just some blonde child. Is he... Franz Kratzig?
Franz Kratzig, yeah, 20.
There you go.
Well done, Franz.
Yeah. If he'd missed it, I'd have called him Franz Kratzig. But as it is... Bobby Clark. Yeah.
Does well.
Bobby Clark.
Not in the end.
Gets the ball away.
Oh,
what a shame. Liverpool have been doing. Actually look really good again on the counter attack in the second half. But Bayern Munich have two. So here they come again. Here it is. Kratzig, the wonder kid. Bayern retreat all the way back to the centre spot. 2 minutes of additional time. Yeah, you'd imagine that will be that. At least it means we can all crack on with our day.
Yeah, no pens, yeah.
Ball played square, Darwin. That enthusiasm, the pace and energy and pressing just seems to have gone as the half's worn on there. He'll be gutted not to have got on the score sheet. Come on, Darwin.
No, he's lost that bit of
little zip.
Yeah.
Bayern, Liverpool still not like a hyper energetic press, but they're certainly getting forward. That's good skill.
Nice.
Harvey Elliott, and now it's a 3 on 2, 3 on 3.
Oh.
Kratzig, great ball. This is one for Liverpool to defend. They've gone for goal. Good, solid save from Alisson. If he passed that, we were in a world of trouble there. Alisson doesn't quite fist it away. Makes the second save.
Well done, Ali.
Well done, Alisson Becker, keeping the door shut just about.
Yeah, that was the problem with that half press. It just lost that little bit of verve that it had earlier, and it was a bit easy to beat, and it was 3 on 2 quite quickly.
Yeah.
Alisson gets us out the...
They went through all the motions. They all got to the positions they're meant to get to. But it was a bit like, okay, here we go. It was like a slow press.
Yeah. Pretty sure like 3 of their goals might have been offside, though.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I know that's not the be-all and end-all, but like...
Canate foul coming out of the defence there.
That looked offside, that last goal. I know it's an absolute whale of a finish, but it's... Yeah.
Hi Isnam, Basiron, hi Red Men, Reds, YNWA and lads, all the best and all the way, scoring more goals. Yeah, but Liverpool have certainly got a goal or two in them. I think we can say that. That's quite a bad tackle, that, isn't it? Thanks, mate. Thank you so much for the super chat, boss. Right. Diaz.
10.
Clark.
How's he?
That's just long. Someone on the floor.
That's going to be that, you'd think. Referee, we're into added on time, unless he's desperate for pens. It's not going to happen. Ball set long. And that is the full-time whistle. Liverpool 3, Bayern Munich 4 in the end. Mass changes for Liverpool. Left them with the kids for the final 15 minutes of that game, and Bayern Munich were just about able to do enough. An absolute wonder strike at the end of the game. You can see all smiles from Klopp and Tommy Tuchel at the end. That was good fun, that.
Lost again. There's plenty of positives, a couple of concerns still, which we're all working through. But like I say, the going 2-0 up was Liverpool look good. Again, the transitions look like there's work to be done on it, doesn't it? Some really good performances and some things that you can really take from it. So more positives, I think, than negatives.
I'm not certain. I mean, we've always been a little vulnerable to pace. Klopp had to go and say something to the goal scorer, didn't he? Yeah. What a strike that was. If you're a high-press team, counter-attack vulnerability is always going to be an issue. From what we've seen last season, it was a huge problem for us, Dan. You know, we shifted the system. It didn't really make it better. Didn't solve that problem. It did just make us a better attacking side, a better team in possession, a better team to cause problems to the opposition. So in all that, we still know where Liverpool's weaknesses lie. It's hard to tell whether that's fixable in the absence. Will a better DM sort that problem for us? We just can't know that, because Fabinho was crap last year, and now we don't own one.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it does look like, because you're right, there were problems last season. We got exposed in that area of the pitch too often last year, and that's where we conceded a lot of our goals from. So the fact that we haven't addressed that yet, or don't appear to have addressed it, is definitely cause for concern. But I think if we do get the front line 6 in, which we all hope and expect us to, then I think it will go some way to addressing it. I think the fact it's Matip playing the Canate role in the first half helps us, sort of hinders us rather, not be able to fix it too. So I think there's a few sort of defining factors in that position from what we've just seen. But overall, I think there were positives in what we've just witnessed there from Liverpool. There's the goal scoring, the front line are absolutely on fire. Like they're clinical at the minute. But I think from a defensive standpoint, we are still, even in the Leicester game where we didn't actually end up conceding, I still think there was too many big chances that Leicester had. So we are affording teams too many causes for encouragement in terms of them being able to get at us. I think it's still too easy to do.
Yeah. We had a member chat here from Rachel Todd. Says, anyone know if McAllister was all right? No, we've not heard any word on that yet. Hopefully, it did take a bit of a whack just before the end of the first half. The thing about the end of that game, and this is where it's hard to unpick stuff, because the amount of substitutions means you don't really know who you're playing against by the end. That game could have ended up 5-3 either way, because Bayern win that on an absolute freakish wonder strike
with 2 offside goals,
and there's question marks over a handful of at least 2 of their goals in the build-up, which in professional football with VAR probably get chalked off. But also, we created, even with like the kids on the pitch, we actually still managed to create some decent chances toward the end. So yeah, and I know there'll be a natural Liverpool lost the game of football as though it holds some sort of meaning. I think the problems that we know are still present. There's still clearly work to be done in the transfer market, but I think that remains encouraging throughout all of pre-season stay is how lethal Liverpool look in attack.
Yeah, and it might be that we need to be. It might just be that while we do try and figure out, try and shore up the defence and try and sort this DM out, we might just need to go and try and outscore a few teams. You know what I mean? You might need a couple of 3-2s. We thought that at the start of last season, really, and it didn't quite happen. You think back to 2-2 against Fulham and things like that, where you thought Liverpool did look a little bit shaky, but can you outgun the opposition? Yeah. And to be fair, with the 5 forward options we've got, all looking in pretty decent nick, then that might have to be the case for a little bit. That's not exactly what I don't think what Jurgen Klopp wants. He wants to be defensively sound, but we're not quite there, I don't think, just yet. I think, like I say, with the first choice back four on, I think all pre-season have actually been all right.
Yeah.
For the most part with Liverpool. It's when we've lost one of those back five where it's gone pear-shaped. So
I think from what I've seen so far, I think Gomez's last couple of performances have been really encouraging. Last couple of games, when we've stepped up the quality of opponents as well, I thought he's looked good. I think Salah looks really on it as well, in terms of his all-round kind of creative role. Darwin has a couple of big chances, doesn't score tonight, but I think he's looked all over. He's looked really sharp. I think Gakpo looks good. Diaz, great to see him score again. He looks like he's a bit down the pecking order at the minute because Jota's had I think Jota's been sensational so far this summer. And it just goes to remain, we just need a number 6 in. We need a professional to come in and do that job. Can we muddle by with Jones in there? I think we saw both sides of it today, Dan. I think in possession, I don't think there's any real great issue with him in there. That's 2 games consecutive. When we've got the ball, you don't need a destroyer when you've got possession. You need someone who's more defensively switched on when the game gets taken away from you. And that's maybe the problem, of course, with Chelsea first game of the season. If you had a lesser opponent to kick the season off, it might be less pressing, but it's still a warning sign.
Oh, massively. So he, when he's in possession, he's comfortable on the ball. He's going to get you out of trouble. He's going to keep it. He retains it really well. There's no issues there. There's no qualms about that whatsoever. But it is those other moments, and it's the stuff that he won't do instinctively. Like these DMs, the majority of them are born and bred DMs. That's what they've always done. They've spent the whole youth career doing it. Curtis Jones has spent his youth career skinning players on the wing and scoring goals. He's not used to sniffing out danger. He's not used to having people moving in around him and having to be the guy that gets across. We criticise Fabinho for it, injured quickly enough and being too late to stuff time and time again. Curtis Jones will be that. It won't be a leg thing with Jones. It'll be an intelligence thing. It'll be a smart thing. That's not to say he isn't an intelligent footballer, because he is.
Positional awareness.
He's just not aware of what's going on in that sense.
We had this chat, didn't we? At the start of the show about how putting worse quality players who are natural in a position rather than shoehorn others, and that was the difference between having a centre back pairing of Fabinho and Jordan Henderson to having one of Nat Phillips and
Reece Williams.
And those guys have just played their careers in those positions. There's the things and tricks of the trade that you learn along the way, even if you're not going to be a world class performer in those kind of positions. And again, at the moment, it's a bit stopgap with Curtis in there. It's on the rest. It's on the rest of the team. I think we need to. We're in the situation we're in now. We've come this far. What I want Liverpool to do now is get it right. I don't think Liverpool now. I don't think you get yourself into this close to the season and then do something shit and buy someone rubbish or buy someone who's not what you want. We need to now make sure that we get that signing right. Otherwise, that is stupid and that is mismanagement.
The interesting part is it just looks like it's a 19-year-old kid who they think is the answer.
Or a 22 or 21, how old?
22 years old.
And but are you going to? Either way, you're either getting a 19-year-old kid from the chat who's been relegated, or a lad from Brazil, from a young lad in Brazil. So they're the two options they're going for. Are either of those suitably good? Time will tell, but it's pretty obvious that where the limitations lie. I still think the attacking is the thing I'm going to take most from this pre-season at the moment, that we look really sharp.
Yeah. And look, the thing to remember about this is that, I said this all along, we're miles behind City. And it's mad that how much that's changed in a year, but they've done their rebuild and now they're on top. And look, they might lose a little bit. We did this on the transfer podcast this week with losing Mahrez and losing Gundogan. They lost a lot of goals from that side. So there are a few more question marks around them that they'll have to answer. I'm just sure they will, because at this point, we know with the City at that kind of level. Liverpool are not the finished article. It's annoying that we've made ourselves less for money. We've opted to take money to weaken a position on ourselves right now. In 3 weeks' time, we might be laughing at the fact that we've got these boss, young, energetic lads who give us even more.
You'd like to have one in, wouldn't you, Paul, by the weekend?
But the thing is, what I'm saying is, when I think of what we've got, the attacking talent, that's going to carry us through a lot. It's going to carry us through a lot of football matches. I don't think there's a team in the league who've got a better 6 attacking players than Liverpool. I don't think there's many in Europe who've got it. There certainly won't be any in the Europa League, I would surmise. And can the goals be enough? And in being so attackingly dominant, because look, City haven't been a brilliant defensive side for years, by the way. They've had lots of weaknesses, and they've been very weak against teams in quick in transition. There's a reason why, there's lots of clips of Pep Guardiola having deep conversations with Southampton wingers after games, and with the Adama Traore's and Nathan, what's his face, Nathan Redmond of this world. But yeah, I don't think we're the complete machine by any stretch, but hopefully, in terms of actually what football's all about and what we're in it for, there should be. I think we've got a team capable of giving us a chance in any footy match.
Like I say, mate, the attacking's not a problem. It's the transfer stuff. Like, it's, if it wasn't going to be getting done by this game anyway, because they weren't going to fly somebody out, I think you can afford to be a little bit more patient with it, because half the team are there. So whoever he is, who's going to come in, by the time they fly home from here and have their rest days and stuff, it's probably the weekend anyway before someone's going to be in. So ideally, you'd want Liverpool by the end of this weekend. Maybe that Preston game, that Darmstadt at Preston, to have somebody signed, whether you can get them some minutes in that one. I still, even at that point, it's probably too soon to throw them into the Chelsea game, but just have them in and around the place. You got to remember, mate, I said this before, they signed Fabinho, it took them 6 months. Like, and
I said, we finished top four with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams at centre half. You can carry a couple of not brilliant players in your side, but we need everyone else to be on it. And I would much rather be in this position now with Salah, Nunes, Gakpo, Jota, Diaz and Doak all looking absolutely on it. Than
I think I'd throw Van Dijk in. I thought Van Dijk was acceptable. Van Dijk today looked like the old Virgil. It's mad because Liverpool let loads of goals in, but I don't think you then put Virgil at fault for any of them really. I thought he looked more Van Dijkish than he's looked for a long time. Obviously the new captain now, he's had a bit of time off and stuff.
Top three. Oh, Jesus Christ. Me. I'm a little excited there. The thought of thinking about your three favourite players.
No frog in my throat, I must have a little drink.
Standouts for me, Cody Gakpo, first half, particularly actually being like a complete centre forward. Takes his goal, brilliant little give and go, bursting behind, great finish. Thought he was good. I think Jota continues to just be impressive, and sharp, and how he's not, if he's not scoring, he's assisting, which I think is very encouraging. I thought Harvey Elliott was really good second half.
I'd say Van Dijk was the best player.
Yeah,
I thought he was brilliant. I thought first half Salah looked sharp as anything, and Gakpo, and then of the change side, I'd say Diaz and Elliott. I know, by the way, Alexis had a really good game until he took the whack on, didn't he?
Yeah. I'd go along with them. I think Elliott, especially second half, I thought he was superb. Diaz took his goal really well, did some other good stuff, a couple of fancy tricks and stuff like that. But I think Elliott was really sort of industrious with the work he did, and the stuff that he often got criticised for and isn't natural to him, and with the way he plays, he did brilliantly. So definitely him. And as ever, I can't go without mentioning Ben Doak. He's just boss. He's just so good to watch.
Absolutely box office, that kid. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of him this season. Right, cool. That is us for the watch along today. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure. At this point, Liverpool don't get the win, but I think when you look on the balance of play and the amount of substitutions and all that kind of shit, it was fine. Plenty of happy talking points from that one. Who was your man of the match? Let us know in the comments. One more pre-season game to go. That will be Monday, Liverpool versus Darmstadt, Monday evening. So make sure you check out that. And plenty more content to keep you guys entertained. I did a Redman fan interactive earlier on today talking about the Andre links as well, and Dan has been working overtime to get as much Andre coverage in our lives as possible. Before we go, Dan, what's done so far and what's coming?
Yeah, so far I spoke to Emmanuel Luis, Brazilian reporter, last night, who is well and truly across the deal. He actually reported Liverpool's interest in Andre like 3 or 4 weeks ago. He said Liverpool already been down there and scouted him at the Maracanã, actually, in a game there, and I had a really good chat with him last night. He was super enthusiastic about the prospects of Andre becoming a Red, so that was really good. That's on Plus, and there's a little clip on YouTube now, and I'm also speaking to a Brazilian expert in 23 minutes time to get a bit more on the player himself.
Excellent. So yeah, go to redmanplus.com and sign up if you want to get as much insight as humanly possible on Liverpool's next transfer target in Andre. And other than that, yeah, we will return with more great content basically throughout the rest of the summer and the season. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. If you need more Liverpool content in your life, whether it's podcasts, videos, interviews, or great Liverpool documentaries, head over and subscribe to redmenplus.com today. It funds everything we do across all the free platforms, and we give you amazing content each and every week.